Ah! Yo. Oh, what the fuck is going on, y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. It is so good to see so many beautiful faces here with me at the new time early in the fucking morning. It is 8:37 a.m. on the East Coast. Is the mic quiet? I don't think the mic is quiet. I think it's you, big boy. I think it's you, brother. I think it's you, man. Pop. Is it really low? No, I don't think it is. I really, really, really don't think it is. I think it's you. I think it is you. I think it is you, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sino, what's good? It's 8:37 a.m. I'm supposed to start at 8:30. I'm a couple minutes late, but it's not too bad. And we have a lot to talk about today. I actually woke up this morning and the first thing it's crazy. I did it subconsciously. I didn't even realize I was doing it. I woke up, got on a morning call, and the first chart that I checked was on Deck Screener, which is crazy. I don't really know what is the last time the first chart that I've checked is a Deck Screener chart? I don't even really know when that was, to be honest with you. Now, I wish I didn't check it. And then I went over and I checked on TradingView, and that wasn't much better either. But yeah, SK Hynix down 17%. Kospi circuit breaker, I think it's like the 20th time this year. There's been more circuit breakers on the Kospi this month, I think, than in the history of its trading chart history ever. So it's a little bit of a scary day today. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to get into, and we have a lot to cover. We have crypto. We have war and oil is back on the menu. We have a bunch of intro stuff. We have StubHub with like the craziest rug of all time. We have Elon versus Sam. We have Meta. We have Anthropic. We have Apple suing OpenAI. We have SpaceX. We have robotics. We have a market topic. We have Robinhood. We have Robinhood crypto. We have all-in clips. We have Phoebe Gates drama. We have the crypto bottom, and then we have crypto as well. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get into. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, join on Twitch, twitch.tv/threadguy. It's the only chat that I read. Maybe at some point we'll do this little chat aggregator thing, but I haven't got there yet. So YouTube, Twitter, and you like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. And why don't we start with a little bit of a roll call on this quiet Monday. Bellix Crypto, what's good? Mash, what's good? FRZ, what's good? Greg, what is good? Rockefeller, what's good? Kevin, what's good? Cole, what's good? Lino, what is good? Shitpost, what's good? Tingle Trader, what's good? Caleb, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What is good? Mac D Gods, what's good? Bellx, the whole squad. No Man from X, Jay Byard, what's good? It's Brian MFer, what's good? Dev Scuffed, what is good? Shitpost, what is good? All right. I feel like it's fucking Groundhog Day, man. I feel like it's fucking Groundhog Day with this war and oil stuff. First of all, I missed a couple days. I was gone on Friday. I missed Friday. I went to the World Cup game. I went to Spain. And always shouting on X, but you never read. YouTube, Twitter, man, I tell y'all. What's good, Lorenz? Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the stream. I went to Spain and Belgium in Los Angeles on Friday to watch the World Cup game, and it was all because Phantom Wallet, the background. Phantom brought me. It was a fucking movie. Phantom Moves different. I'm not gonna lie. Phantom Moves different. It was an absolute movie. It was a sick game. I also bet. I have this like. I'm on this betting run. I hung out with one of my friends like 5 weeks ago, maybe, on the first day of World Cup games. And my homie was like, yo, I'm about to bet on, I don't even know who was playing. I have Paraguay and somebody I'm about to bet. And I'm like, fuck it, throw my money down. What are you betting on? He's like, oh, poly market. I'm like, yeah, throw my money down. And I gave him 500. He started with 500. And we rolled the 500 account into 10 wins in a row. Account's worth 5K right now on his poly. But I got to get his poly market. I'll pull it up. 10 wins in a row. Proper bet sizing. Win into rolling into a win, into rolling into a win, into rolling into a win, into rolling into a win. And 10 for 10, 1K account into 5K. It's kind of a movie. So shout out to Polymarket, shout out to the World Cup, shout out to Phantom for Friday. I went to LA for the first time since I left. The first time I've been in LA since I left. And I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know if anyone here lives in LA or has left LA recently, but it's a ghost town, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was staying in Santa Monica. And it was a Friday night, and I was walking around to get dinner. 9 p.m. on a Friday night in Santa Monica, and it's genuinely ghost town. There's nothing there. There's nobody there. Like, did everybody just leave at the same time? I don't really know what happened. There's nobody there. It's actually a ghost town. The streets are empty. There's nobody there. I don't know. To be fair, I'm in Santa Monica, and Santa Monica is pretty dead all the time, but it feels over. Like there's nobody in LA. There's nobody there. People don't walk in LA. I know, like I kind of feel like I'm cherry picking a little bit, but there's just no comparison to walking around New York, walking around Manhattan on a Friday night versus being in West Hollywood or being in Santa Monica, whatever it is. But no, LA was great. Phantom Wallet was great. And I am happy to be back. So, all right, I got a couple intro stuff. First and foremost, on the IRL thesis, the Seattle Seahawks just sold $10 billion. The most expensive NFL sale ever. And you don't often get sports teams going up for sale. And you definitely don't often get sports teams going up for sale that just won the championship. That is not something that happens very often. And so they sold for $10 billion. I am increasingly convinced on the IRL thesis, the best way to express it is sports teams. Like I think sports tickets, we've talked about it a bunch, is going to go up only. And it's only right if the price of these sports teams go up only as well. So $10 billion for the Seahawks just happened. And it led me to this tweet that I was not aware was a thing. That the Atlanta Braves is a public stock. You can buy the Atlanta Braves holdings. Let's see. It's a publicly traded sports and real estate company that owns the Atlanta Braves, Major League Baseball franchise, and surrounding mixed-use development, the Battery Atlanta. Let's see. Atlanta Braves. I guess this is it. Atlanta Braves holdings. Be this. Yeah, there you go. Look at this thing. Chart looks fucking insane. It's crazy too that I live there. The battery is nice. No way. I've never been. What's good, Rectal? What's good, Rockefeller? Welcome in. Welcome in. Also, one more time, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, you want to chat, Twitch TV, Threadguy. Not it's a Monday. It's a slow Monday. It's crazy too because the Atlanta Braves stock is up only while baseball viewership is down only. I don't know when the last time I watched a baseball game is. It's down. By the way, I actually do know the last time I watched it on a flight. I was watching their equivalent of NFL Red Zone on the flight, and it actually is pretty good. The game is fast. The game is really fast in the ABS. What do they call it? ABS? Like their VAR is really snappy and smooth and quick. It's a lot faster. Man United is also public. Man United is a public stock. I did not know this. Man U. That has to be Manchester. It's not as up only. Wow, what a like. It's just been stuck in this range for 11 years. Man, Threk, I've been trenching with a homie from the pit. I think we're up 15K. Both of us trenching. That's insane. What the pit is different, brother. What is Man U stock hold? Shares in Global Professional Football Club. Wow. The other one that's public, as we know, is the Madison Square Garden Sports Corp. Yeah, this is the third one. The Braves are public, Man U is public, and Madison Square Garden, there's like the entertainment, and then there's the arena that has where the Knicks play and they do events and whatnot, up only as well. So it's basically the Knicks, Braves, Man U. All the charts look insane, and I would imagine they just go up only. The other one is TKO, which is the White House, or excuse me, which is the UFC. It's down 2% today, and I guess it's counterintuitive to my IRL sports thesis, but I'm kind of bearish on the UFC. I'm pretty bearish on the UFC. I don't know. The McGregor thing was awful. I hope he's okay. It's tough to watch, but the UFC does not have stars anymore. There's no stars anymore. The most famous, I mean, who is the star of the UFC? It was McGregor. McGregor's washed. It was Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is completely washed. It was Ilya, sort of. He lost. It's not Patty. He's not that good. And it's Sean Strickland, bro. And he is the biggest brand risk fighter you could ever have. Sean Strickland is the face of the UFC is insane. I don't know. It's like but by the way, I am a casual. That's the problem. It's only diehards. Alex Pereira, I guess. It's only diehards. Now, if I told you the casual stars of the NBA, Wemby, you know him. SGA, you know him. Steph Curry, everybody knows him. LeBron, everybody knows him. Kevin Durant, everybody knows him. Everybody knows the stars of the NBA. If I told you about the stars of the NFL, you know them. Everybody knows Patrick Mahomes. Everybody knows Travis Kelce, even though he's not really a star anymore. Everybody knows Brady. Who cares if he's retired? The UFC has no stars anymore. They have no stars. That's a problem. If I told you the soccer stars, Mbappe, you know him. Vinny Jr., you know him. Haaland, everybody knows Haaland now. Like, they have a problem, I think. The European don't know NBA stars. No, Europeans have NBA stars. They have Luka. They have Jokic. Like, they have NBA stars. And so, I don't know. I think this is a problem. Every sports league has stars. Also, the Formula 1 is public. Where is it? What's Formula 1 stock again? Do I not have it on this list? I thought it was on this list. Six Flags. Liberty Media. FWONA. Oh, it is this. This is Formula 1 stock. I don't know what happened here, but what the fuck happened to Formula 1 on August 13th? What happened to Formula 1 on August 13th? What happened to Formula 1 stock in 2013? What the fuck happened in 2013? It's like down like 90%. Oh, it was purchased, I guess. I don't know. But even Formula 1 has crazy stars. Like Lewis Hamilton dating Kim Kardashian now, global celebrity. Charles Leclerc, global celebrity. Kimi, global celebrity. Like Max Verstappen, global celebrity. I don't know. They have the stars. I think the UFC has real problems. So I don't own the stock. I don't own any of these stocks. But I don't know. I was watching the UFC, or I was watching the clips, and I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't know. I feel like the UFC is in a really, really, really tough spot. Also, speaking of IRL thesis, and I guess we'll start with this. You reckon the UFC is maybe gone too political? It can't help. Are you referring to it being like a Trump stock? It can't. It can't be great long term. But it makes sense that the UFC would go hella Republican like Trump stock. You know, like it's Rogan coded, it's Trump coded. It's sort of coded for these guys. And it
Now
makes
to a
sense
CBC investigation.
how they got there. but it can't be great. Also, on the IRL thesis, I saw Obsession on Friday. Yeah. I saw Obsession on Friday. And dude, I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of mid. It was sort of mid. Like, the person I watched it with was tough. And so I enjoyed that. The person I watched it with was tough. So it was like, I had an enjoyable experience watching Obsession. The movie itself, whatever. It was like super whatever. What's up with the hairstyle? I don't know. It was super like whatever. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It was not that crazy. It was not that. Hot take, Bear's the real monster in Obsession. By the way, there's this one scene where the brother, not the brother, the friend is like, Bear, it kind of feels like she's going through something and you're like taking advantage of her. And all I'm saying is that the red flag should have been recognized like 45 minutes earlier in that movie. 45 minutes earlier, bare minimum. I'm like, how is he still going along with this? I don't get it. How is he going along with this? How is he acting like this is like not that bad? He tries to get up and leave and the door is duct taped 10,000 times and he opens the door, leaves, then brings her to the party. Like, he's a little bit creepy. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. He's a little bit creepy in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. He's a little bit creepy, and it's a little bit goes on a little bit too long before he recognizes we have a problem. So I watched Obsession. It was kind of mid, but I enjoyed watching it. And it brings me to the stock market. And in the stock market, it brings me to my IRL thesis that I came on here. I don't know. I came on here 2 months ago and I started really shilling this thesis that I'm bullish on IRL events. Okay. And the two things I was bullish on were movies and sports events. Okay. Movies and sports events. That was my take. Movies, because we're in this resurgence where they have the hottest movie lineup in so long, right? Like we have all these YouTuber movies, Backrooms, Obsession. We have these super popular, like big budget movies, like historical IP, things like Toy Story. We have Christopher Nolan back in the theaters. The Odyssey comes out next week. We had Marty Supreme. We have movie after movie. We had Project Hail Mary, movie after movie after movie after movie. And so my expression of this was, fuck it, I'm buying AMC. And AMC looked incredible. And I got fucked out of AMC. It was up like 75% in a week. Nobody else was talking about AMC. I was talking about AMC. I get fucked out of the AMC trade because it goes up 50%. CEO comes out and is like, we're diluting the stock by 50%. Just straight red candles. Fuck this. I have to sell. I have no choice but to sell. I sell AMC, whatever. I leave in profit. It was frustrating. It was annoying, but it was what it was. It was here's the trade. AMC. Let's go like 1 day. AMC. My God, the chart's like so hilariously ugly. Here's the AMC trade. I entered right here after Obsession success. They rode it up like 51% and then boom, down in the straight line under my exit. Or under my exit, and there's also under my entry, but thankfully I got out of a good spot. So I'm doing this. How do you get with news for individual stocks? You join the stream for 3 hours every day. It's what we do the whole day. You don't miss a single thing. So AMC was number one. It was a sick trade. I was hyped about it. I sized it pretty well. It was supposed to be a long-term spot trade. I got fucked out of it. Stock dilution. Nothing you can do about it. Whatever it is, what it is. The second trade that I entered was StubHub. And my thesis with StubHub was they basically have a monopoly in the United States over ticket sales. And everybody hates StubHub, but this company prints. And we had the NBA Finals, which everybody's posting the StubHub screenshot of the same caption, which is NBA ticket sales for the finals are the most expensive they've ever been. That was number one. At the same time, we have the World Cup going on in America. And I'm thinking to myself, everyone's going to post the same screenshots of how expensive the World Cup tickets are, or how expensive MetLife is, or whatever. This stock is gonna go crazy. I at least want to see if the thesis makes sense. I want to see if the thesis makes sense. I want to see if it trades the way that I think it's gonna trade on some like mega church attention. I'm buying StubHub stock, and so I buy StubHub stock as well. And I wrote it up like 30 something percent. I ended up selling it to buy Shaw's after Leopold Aschenbrenner. She bought 20% of Shaw's, the Australian neocloud. But the same fuckery happens with StubHub. The same fuckery. And so this announcement comes out yesterday. Okay. Report. By the way, this is relevant because I've never heard anyone say a single positive thing about StubHub ever. No one has ever said, everyone hates it. Nobody wants to use it. The fees are terrible. The taxes are terrible. Everybody hates StubHub. You search the name on Twitter, hundreds of posts, StubHub scam, StubHub scam, StubHub scam. But they sort of have a monopoly on ticket sales in the US, so I bought it anyways. This announcement comes out. StubHub CEO Eric Baker runs a hedge fund which mass scalps tickets before reselling them for higher on StubHub's platform. In fact, StubHub has a deal with his hedge fund, Andro Capital, to manage listing, pricing, and delivery, and even offers lower fees due to the bulk nature of reselling. StubHub has similar arrangements with other third parties. This is described in their SEC filings. Watch this.
As an online market. StubHub bills itself as an online marketplace for fans where they can buy and sell tickets. But it turns out that StubHub CEO himself also has a hedge fund that is scalping millions of dollars worth of its own tickets.
StubHub. But do you understand how ridiculous this would be? Like if Vlad Tenev had a hedge fund that he was using to destroy retail on stocks listed on Robinhood, knowing that he has all of the insider order flow, knows all of the insider positioning, knows what everyone is buying, knows what everyone is selling, has the data of every American in the world trading.
On its website has this phrase, a marketplace for fans to buy and sell tickets. But there is so much going on behind the scenes that the public generally doesn't know. The company went public on the New York Stock Exchange last fall.
No, that's not what Hood does. Hood sells your order flow to Citadel to give you dog shit execution, but they're not trading against you. They're not trading against you. Yes, they're selling your order flow, but they're not trading against you. Vlad himself is not trading against you.
Had to file documents.
This would be like if StubHub was selling data to somebody else who runs a ticket hedge fund and they were fucking you. But not running the ticket hedge fund himself. It'd be like if Vlad owned Citadel. That is the difference. If Vlad owned Citadel and he was selling your order flow to his hedge fund, that's destroying you.
To the Securities and Exchange Commission, and in those SEC filings, we find some interesting information. The CEO, Eric Baker, actually owns and manages a hedge fund by the name of Andro Capital. Its business, selling millions of dollars worth of tickets on StubHub. In addition, in those SEC disclosures, StubHub has a deal with a financing arm of an affiliate of Andro's fund. It's all very complicated, but the deal is to give bankroll and short-term financing to other mass scalpers who will then buy tickets, put them on sale on StubHub. So essentially, StubHub and its CEO are in the business of mass scalping.
This is insane. The biggest problem in the ticket industry is scalping. Everybody hates this. U.S. government is tried or is working on or is maybe passed, I'm not entirely sure, a bunch of laws to try to cut back on this. The scalping on tickets has gotten so bad. And the people that are doing the scalping are the CEOs of the ticket companies, brother.
This is how the scam works from the StubHub CEO, and it's just how any other scalping scam works, but at a much larger scale. So he has his hedge fund, he gets in and he buys large amounts of tickets, usually in bulk from the primary sellers. He then lists those tickets on StubHub for insane markup prices. When the fans buy the tickets, his hedge fund makes a profit off the price difference. This is how any scalping scam works. And StubHub makes it even better for him because he can get discounts on the tickets and he can get discounts on the fees. So in result, he gets millions.
Why do you think ticket prices get so high? Because the CEOs of the ticketing companies are price controlling the tickets.
Millions and millions of dollars from ticket sales. So what's basically happening here is this guy has a lot of power and influence because of his job at StubHub. He gets his hedge fund in there early to buy up as many tickets as he can. He relists those tickets, and then he makes astronomical profits by robbing everyone blind. He's abusing his position of power, and everyone who wants to go to an event are the people paying the price.
Insane. So this comes out. And yeah, so DNAP quote tweets it and says, the StubHub CEO Eric Baker's history is pretty interesting. He's basically the Napoleon of ticket reselling. Co-founded StubHub in 2000, left the company 4 years later after a dispute with his co-founder. Founded his own European secondary ticket sales platform. Somewhere along the way, began operating Andro Capital, which is this hedge fund. StubHub gets bought by eBay for $300 million in 2007. Eric buys back StubHub from eBay for $4 billion in 2020. IPO at $8.6 billion. Stock's down 50% since then. And this guy is just printing, basically running a trading strategy against people that use the platform. DNAP, where do you want me to go on this? This filing. Where is there? Let's see. What is this exactly? Control F. What do you want me to control F? StubHub. What's good, Darren? So what is it exactly? This is the filing. Oh, this is where they pay the guy 1.6. No. Relationship with Andro. Let's see. Relationship with Andro. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Relationship with Andro Capital. Andro Capital is a seller on our platform. It's the fucking CEO. What's good, Weddy? It's the CEO of StubHub. Andro Capital. Runs Andro Capital. It's a seller on our platform. In the normal course of business, engaged us to support ticket management and listen for fill tickets on its behalf since 2008. We generated 0.1 million of fees from tickets sold by Andro over the last year. We help facilitate the sale and services of tickets owned by Andro. We paid Andro fees equal to 1.6 million in the year ended December 31st, 2023. No other fees payable under either of those agreements. They paid him $1.6 million, bro. It's actually so fucked. So basically the story of the story of the story is the CEO of StubHub runs a hedge fund where he bulk buys tickets on StubHub, price controls them, prices everybody out, sells them for a significant premium, and StubHub has a deal with this guy's hedge fund, Andro, manages their tickets and pays and covers their fees. So they don't pay any fees. And he's basically like just destroying users of StubHub on the platform. And so this announcement comes out over the weekend at what? StubHub's at like $14. Since this announcement comes out, stock is down 21%. And I don't know, I look at this and think to myself, anything less than like 90, 80, 90% down just doesn't make sense. And so it's about to go back below my entry. I've already sold it. I don't exactly know what the legal ramifications are for this, but this feels like jail. This has to be jail. This is like everything wrong with the ticketing industry. Everything wrong with the ticket industry is exactly this. It's insane. The founder, the CEO of the fucking company is the reason they're so expensive. It's nuts. Makes no sense. And so that is unfortunately how my IRL trade expressions come to an end. I sold AMC. I sold StubHub. AMC gets diluted the second it goes up by 50% from the CEO, who I guess has a history of diluting the stock every time it goes up. And StubHub is getting scammed by the CEO of StubHub. And the one that I didn't buy, I guess, is, I don't know, Sanrio. I don't really know how this counts as IRL thesis, but this fucking thing is up 45% over the last couple months. And then IMAX as well is so annoying. Is up, since I bought AMC, IMAX is up like 17%. It was up as much as 40%. Everything's just a scam. Good morning, Rug. Everything just ticketing. It's all a scam. I don't know how is it so scammy. I don't really get it, but it's pretty gross. Even when I was in the reselling game, I kind of feel like this was the golden era of tickets, 2017, 2018, when I was reselling sneakers, when I was reselling Supreme. There was a whole industry for ticket scalping. That was like Taylor Swift, like Eras Tour. When was that? I know. What's good, Darren Sharpa? Did you talk about StubHub CEO running a scam on the side? We just covered that. No, maybe it wasn't Eras Tour. Like, when was like Astro World? Yeah, like 2018. Biggest music tours 2018. Yeah, the Reputation, Taylor Swift, that's what it was. Bruno Mars was hot. This was like the golden era of music tickets, at least in my eyes. And it was before everybody realized you could just gouge prices on these music ticket sales. And so there were entire paid groups that served no purpose other than ticket scalping. You include the tax holding thing at the end. Where is it, DNAP? Where's the tax holding thing? Did I get there? The tax holding thing. ChatGPT and WPP. No, I meant your tax holding problem. Oh, this is the other thing that happened on the IRL trade. Sorry, to Monday. The other thing that happened in the IRL trade was I forgot to approve when I went to sell AMC in a rage after getting scammed by the CEO diluting the stock. There was this button you have to click on Robinhood, which I hadn't used in a long time, to like approve your tax documents or whatever. And if you don't do it, apparently they're legally obligated to take 25% of your net sale, not profits, your net sale, and withhold it until the next tax year. And so the position that I round tripped because the CEO scammed AMC, I sold on Robinhood and they took 25% of my net position. Yes. And they will not return it until the next tax year. Not profit, not holding profit. 25% of the net position is stuck in Robinhood for the next year. It's so stupid, dude. Scammer gets scammed. That's a fucking good one. And so I make two of the nastiest trades you've ever seen. I get binked by the CEO of AMC. I get binked if the CEO of StubHub is running a hedge fund against resellers on his platform to gouge ticket prices. Get binked on that. Then I get binked by the marketplace. Robinhood takes 25% of my position. So I had a bad experience with the IRL longs. Meanwhile, the whole time, the Sphere is painting one of the stupidest charts I've ever seen. Just up only. The Sphere in Vegas, which is who the fuck goes to Vegas for anything ever, is printing one of the most disgusting charts I've ever seen in my entire life. So, all right. If you're on YouTube and Twitter and you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. And that's my intro. I have a lot to get into today, and it is a little bit scary in the markets today. So let's start here with South Korea, and SK Hynix went live with an ADR on the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange on Friday. I missed Friday's stream. And in today's, I guess yesterday or / today's trading session, SK Hynix is limit down. I think it was as much as 17%. This chart is giving me 13%. Top to bottom, SK Hynix on South Korea Exchange is down 38 percentage points and is striking some fear into the memory trade. Slayer Darth, what's good? First chatter, welcome. Crazy chart. Really is. I mean, it's like kind of textbook here as well. And it's sort of at this spot right now. We're going to go over pre-market soon in a minute. Pre-market is pretty scary as well. It's sort of at, I don't want to say like do or die, but it starts to get pretty ugly from here. And I think one of the reasons it gets pretty ugly from here is when you sit back and you look at all of these like triple leveraged 5x leverage, SK Hynix ETF. Like you see the stuff people have been trading as it relates specifically to the South Korea trade. And there is so much leverage in the system. It's disgusting. So here's SK Hynix. It's on 38%, top to bottom. The Kospi was limit down 9. This is also down, what, 27.5% top to bottom. And I don't know, what's the next line for the Kospi? It's like 6,300. It's like third, be like another 5 or 6% down. And below that, it starts to really get ugly. Did anyone trade SK Hynix? Does anyone hold SK Hynix? Did anyone trade it during the ADR on Friday? Hey, Thread, much love. I'd love for you to compare stocks to crypto. I stopped packing the crypto bags for stocks, but now it seems like the rotation is coming from stocks to chill, not die, then crypto to rip again. Much love to you. Love seeing your growth. I'm going to talk a lot about it today. I think it's an interesting spot for a crypto rotation, but it's just scary, period. All right, here's where we're at. Like, I know technical analysis is astrology for men, but SK Onyx either bottoms at 1850 or the gaps that need to be filled will wipe out an entire generation of leveraged up Koreans. Where's 1850 on SK Hynix? Yeah, I mean, that's here. That's this. It feels so refreshing to have someone like you who's willing to talk about the rationale. Of course, brother. Over from YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Hey, thank you for coming from YouTube. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, and you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. It's the only chat I read. I mean, this is the line, 1850. It feels like lower than this, we're going to like gap fill number 1, 1680. Gap fill number 2, 1440. That'd be 52%. That would be 52%. And you got to remember, it feels as if everyone buying the Korea stuff is so leveraged. Like bare minimum, people are buying the 2x leverage SK Hynix, but I don't know. There's 5x's, there's 10x's. It is, yeah. Technically, South Korea is technically at a bear market now. Disgusting. You see the Empire Pod had a 3-minute segment about you. That was awesome. Shout out to Yanowitz. There's quite a few Citrini tweets. I'll come back to this one in a second. Let me see what else I have here. What is this? Yeah, South Korea Kospi closes down 8.95% after circuit breaker triggered. SK Hynix falls over 15%. On July 13th, South Korea's Kospi triggered a circuit breaker during intraday trading and closed down 8.95% at 68.06. SK Hynix fell 15.37% to KRW 1.8 million, down about 38% from its intraday record high on June 25th. Dumb question. Why would a foreign company partner with a bank to issue an ADR for U.S. investors rather than list it in the U.S.? I actually don't know. Let's just ask ChatGPT. I have no idea. I don't really know how this ADR stuff works, to be honest. I don't think that's a dumb question at all. Not a dumb question. Lower regulatory burden. Keep the primary market at home. Access to U.S. capital without a full listing. Yeah, I guess it's mostly regulations. Lower regulatory burden. They probably felt some pressure just to like jam this thing through right now while there was all this demand. Also, if you remember, like the story was Leopold Aschenbrenner was going to buy, I don't know, $7 billion or something, maybe $10 billion of the ADR of SK Hynix at like a 10% premium. Here it is. SK Hynix chairman says he wanted U.S. listings since acquiring the company 15 years ago, and more ADRs are coming. Well, we've been waiting for a long time since I acquired the SK Hynix about 15 years ago, so it's one of our milestones. Let's actually watch the clip. You start talking to GPT on your live streams, it's kind of crazy how much it sounds like a real person. I'm down.
Place to start is why now? I think a sensible place to start is why now? You've been thinking about a US listing.
This is CEO of SK Hynix.
For some time, but why put SK Hynix in front of US investors now?
Well, we've been waiting for that for a long, long time. And since I acquired that Hynix, about 15 years ago. So this is one of our milestones. Well, we have to go to access to the U.S. capital market. So now dream comes true. So people asking why now, but well, this is kind of earliest moment we can have.
The earliest
So,
moment
yeah.
possible. $26.5 billion is a
Yeah, $26.5 billion.
lot of money. But in the context of SK's commitment domestically in Korea and internationally, not so big. Can we expect multiple returns to ADRs, the sale of multiple rounds of ADRs?
Well, yes, I'm
So if you live in the US, like you can't buy SK prior to the ADR, you can't buy SK Hynix on Robinhood. Is that true? The hyperliquid listing was actually gave access to a lot of people to trade SK Hynix that couldn't before. That's crazy. You can only trade it on IBKR. How difficult is it to get access to trade it on IBKR if you are a US citizen? That's insane. Like the hyperliquid listing actually gave a lot of people access to buying Hynix in the US. I didn't even really consider that.
we can deliver those things.
GM Prague.
So we try to expand our ADR size and also better.
Think his face work done or no?
That actually requires a better return. So once we have the better return, then there is more demand. So first thing is that we have to keep the stock price stable, and hopefully in the long run, then we can have that upside potentials. And I see that this moment.
You have SK on Phantom wallet. Shout out to Phantom.
So this is the AI era. So
through what? Through what platform?
This AI era is actually spiked at a lot of demand for the memory. So this is a kind of time.
I've actually never used IBKR. You have to get approved for a country, then tax decision to convert to USD local currency through perps. Yeah, I've never used IBKR. I've heard the UI is brutal, but I've just heard that through other people. So this is basically the story. Is memory is in a really tough spot. And so you see in this world, there's only two kinds of markets, my friend, the semiconductor go up market and the oil go up market. And unfortunately, right now we are in the oil go up market. I actually cannot believe we are still talking about the Strait of Hormuz and war on oil right now. But I mean, pre-market right now is pretty disgusting. The ugliest is DRAM, I think. I'll marry threadguy. Maybe you will. I think the ugliest is DRAM right now because, you know, I drew this line on Wednesday at 54. And I said, if it gets to 54, I'm just going to close my eyes and we're going to bid. And we knew we were going to get this, like, these FUD narratives. And so you had basically the combination of memory is a commodity. Apple's going to buy from China. Like, memory's getting cheap. Memory's a commodity. And these margins cannot stay forever. At the same time, you have, like, war escalations heating up again. And so memory gets crushed on Wednesday. I draw this line at 54. It gets to like 56 on a wick, closes at 57, and then they pump it, I don't know, like 15%. And so I think to myself, all right, fuck it. Probably for the better. That was the dip. I didn't bid anything. Also, it's not really my type of trade. Like, I'm not really like, you know, knife catching DRAM based off of price action. It's just not my style. So to be honest, I didn't really want to bid it. But I drew the line as it made sense on sort of this gap fill. And so they pump it like 15%. And then off of SK Hynix and in the pre-market right now, we're down like around 12%. It's down 10% in pre-market right now. Friday was red. And all of a sudden, the chart's just looking terrible. Chart looks really bad. So DRAM looks horrid. Mags don't look that bad at all. But the SOX looks pretty bad as well. Semi index is down like 3.2% and some change. Our biggest names look pretty bad as well. Micron's on 6 in the pre-market. SanDisk is down. Where's SNDK? SanDisk is down 6 in the pre-market. And all of a sudden, Intel is down 4. SpaceX is 143. Looks horrid. Tesla is down 1%. Like all of a sudden, these names start to look. Nvidia's down 2% in the pre-market. These names start to look really scary where we're at. The chart looks worse given it had this like little pump recovery, and then we're back down 57 on DRAM. What is in DRAM? Just for context, the memory ETF is 25% Samsung, 25% Micron, 25% SK Hynix, 5% SanDisk. So everything in it is destroyed. It's down 10%. And I suppose the driver of this is seemingly war and oil. Like I honestly cannot believe that we're doing this again. That's a Monday after a long weekend where crypto looked great and meme coins were pumping, and then we have 2 9-figure runners, and we're coming back, and I'm like ready to be crypto rotation. Robinhood chain is burning ETH. ETH is bullish. Tom Lee's posting ETH. Like I'm like ready to be bullish on, excited about crypto, and then all of a sudden it's like, Bink, war and oil are, I don't know, back on the menu. And so these charts don't look that insane, but WTI is up, I don't know, 10% off the bottom. Brent is up about the same, 10% from the bottom. I think the thing that is scariest about the war and oil situation is, one, the fact that we're still here is like unbelievably ridiculous. I genuinely cannot believe we're still doing this. But the second is that we're still here 3-4 months in, February, March, April, May, June, July, like 5 months, 5 full months. And oil is as cheap as it was on March 1st. That, I think, is the scary part. And so what the justification is for DRAM dump, unclear. It feels like oil/war fear plays a role, and it is not up at all. Like, it is not up at all. It is not up at all. And so, I mean, I quote tweeted, here's Pete Hegseth, like, at 7:15 p.m. ET today, U.S. Central Command Forces begin launching the third round of strikes this week against Iran after Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps forces blatantly attacked MV GFS Galaxy, a Cyprus flag container ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. A civilian crew member is missing, and the vessel is unable to continue. And so they're striking U.S. vessels. Iran has provided yet another opportunity to demonstrate adherence to In response to the U.S. is imposing a heavy cost by continuing to degrade Iran's ability to attack civilian mariners and commercial ships freely transiting the strait. The strikes are being carried out at the direction of the commander-in-chief. And so Pete Hegseth, quote tweet, Iran made a poor choice. Now they pay. And so I quote tweeted this, Joe Weisenthal. Trump, we're taking over the Strait of Hormuz. And I don't know, man. I feel like I'm going insane. How are we still doing this with Iran? We're at like ceasefire number 10, peace deal number 20. First strike was February 28th on the week-long war, and we're like 5 months in, and we're still going. And so, I mean, look at these markets, man. Like, Strait of Hormuz traffic returned to normal by July 31st. This was as high as 72% on like late. Let me see. Hold on. Like June 1st, basically, this was at 72%, and it's 3%. Like it's zero. June 25th, it was at 60. It's basically at 0% now. Returning to normal by July 31st. And so, yeah, this is back on the menu. These charts are horrific. Look at these charts. They're just down only. Even December 31st, it was chilling at 90, 90, 90, 99, 61% by December 31st. And so that's basically the story. I'm not long oil. I think it's a terrifying trade. I really have no interest in doing it. But it's back on the menu. Memory charts look horrible, and the stock market opens in 5 minutes. So Here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get up really quick. I will be back in 30 seconds. And when I am back, we are going to run the stock market open. And I have a lot of stories that we need to cover in between, during, and after the market opens. So if you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. And I will be right back. We're doing morning stream from now on. Yes, we are. And I fucking love it.
Hey Jude.
BRB. All right. As it currently stands, yeah, brother is coming home, by the way. Hey, Jude is too tough. It is coming home. As it currently stands, the only positions I have on right now is, which is going to sound crazy, is a Solana long. And I'm pretty much ready to get out of it. I have sold everything else. And long-term positioning is weird right now. It is a little bit weird right now. Chat, what have you done over the weekend as far as buying, selling coins, on-chain, stocks? Like, how is everyone positioned right now? I know, Solana long. It's ridiculous, but it is ridiculous. But yeah, Solana long. Oh, also, Shaw's. I have Shaw's on as well. Stock market up is at 1 minute and 20 seconds. You're shorting Cash Cat. That's horrifying. Hit 530A. Apple. Just Apple and IBB long. Clipping IBB soon. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Long Zcash right now. Zcash looks amazing. Crypto looks... We're going to spend a lot of time on crypto after market. Damn, we're like an hour in already. Fuck. I didn't hit any crypto. Should I be trading on Hood? I don't really. But if I have to, only if I have to. Market open right now. Pull up. All right, guys. Stock market opens in 40 seconds. Story of the day. Memory looks terrible. SK Hynix is down 40%. Warren Oil is back on the menu. And this is a pretty important market open. I like the morning vibe. TG good vibes here. I fucking agree. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, in 3 seconds, the stock market is officially open. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm scared to look at it. I'm scared to look at it. All right, here we are. Let's go. 5 minutes to start. We'll do like 30 minutes on market open. The SPY opens down 0.3%. The Qs open down 1.2%. DRAM down 9%. This is going to be the story of the day. What happens with this chart? Down 9% even to start. And it's... yeah, this is a scary one. It really is. I have a line at 54.39. And I don't know. Am I a buyer here? Maybe, maybe not. But it feels like a buyer level if you are. 57.37. We'll check back in on it. Mags are actually holding up pretty strong. And I think high time frame mags looks pretty good. 67.54. And it's not all-time highs, but it's not that far off. Mags right now are like 5% off. Meta's been getting some hype. We're going to cover the meta topics. Apple looks like it wants to rip. That was green in the pre, and Mags looks pretty good. It's about to flip green today. DRAM fighting a little bit. Spot's going to be down 0.2. The SOX is down 3.3. The Dow is actually green on the day, despite wicking red. And looks like it wants to go up. All right, cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is pretty ugly right now. Question is, where does semi-money rotate to? It's a good question. Right now, it seems like the max. Bitcoin 62.5, and it is just, yeah, it's struggling. It's ranging, but struggling. Silver and gold are both pretty red. Zcash is above 500, which is really strong. Hyperliquid 64, that's on 5%. That's had a pretty nasty day. Lighter as well, that's on 10% at 235. VV's back at $10. Crypto across the board here is pretty ugly. Solana 75.7. War on oil, crude's up 3, but red on since the open. Same with Brent. All right, on our AI names, we're about 2 minutes into open. SaaS is, or at least Salesforce is green. IBM is also really green. Adobe is green. Is the IGV green? It feels like it. IGV is green. That's up 1%. Netflix is also green, 2.5%. Snowflake is also green. Apple about to hit 320. That's up 1.4% on news that they're suing OpenAI. Seems significant. Microsoft as well. Yeah, SaaS is definitely green. That's up 1%. Amazon also up 1%. It's printing a fat green candle on Amazon right now. All right. Where it gets a little bit scary is Spicy Meatball, what's good? Kitty, what's good? Also, if you're on YouTube or Twitter, you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. SanDisk is down 6.6. ARM is down 6. An ugly open on ARM. Micron is down 5.5, and it is fighting. Shaw's is, I'm probably going to have to cut this, is down 5.76. It's about to lose 70 again, and it has sort of retraced whatever move it tried to fight. Intel's down 4.5, excuse me. It's getting ready to lose 100. Is that a new all-time high in Apple? Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? Yes, it is. New all-time high in Apple. Look at that. Look at that. New all-time high in Apple, 320. Wow. Beautiful. Who's in Apple right now? Tulip King, yes. What an open on Apple. It's also giving us an 8 on Z-score, which is crazy. Hometown Will is. Steve would be proud. Yes, he would. Sold someone a week ago, so it makes sense. All right. Intel is pretty horrifying. Look at this Intel chart. That is a rough one. You don't want to see this like 100 level get lost on Intel. All of a sudden, it's going to feel pretty grim. We're about to get our first 5-minute close. Marvell, that's also down 5.5%. Retrace the entire Jensen pump. Look at this. Basically went for the gap fill at 220. Marvell is now down, top wick to current price, 33%. I mean, man, if you're a buyer of these names, there is blood on the streets. AMD is down 4. Disgusting. Nokia is down 4.3. ASTS space stock, that's on 3.5. BB, that's on 3.2. Broadcom back below 400. Well, this thing closed on Friday at 400, back below 400. ASML's on 2.5. Rocket Lab on 2.5. Lost to 80. Look at the Rocket Lab chart. Look at this. Rocket Lab is down at 47%, man. Horrid. 47% on Rocket Lab. All of the space names are getting crushed. Redwire, that's on 2.5. QCOM 1.5. Cerebras has been really strong, I believe. I think Frank came in here and said he was in it. Cerebras looks decent, especially if it can get back above like 220. Cerebras looks pretty good. They're involved in all the positive OpenAI news. I think Cerebras actually looks pretty solid. Bloom Energy has been DNAP, what's up with Bloom Energy? They had some like lawsuit. Send me Bloom Energy stuff. We can go over it. They're down 1%. RoboStrategy's down 2.5. SpaceX. Now, what do we do here, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, we have to pull the vid. We'll watch it. What do we do here? First tick on SpaceX was 150 on the IPO. The deal was done at 135. So if you got in the IPO, your price is 135. And so if you lose 135, there's this Gavin Baker clip talking about Cerebras that the bankers are going to rage sell SpaceX if you lose 135. Same thing happened to Cerebras when it lost deal price. Now, the flip to that is, are they going to try like fuck to defend 135? Maybe, maybe not. But you also worry that every day that passes, we're closer and closer and closer to dilution on SpaceX. And so this chart is starting to look, I mean, it's starting to look nuts. Look at this thing. Looks like, I mean, it looks like a meme coin. It's on 37%. Let's go, Wavy. The thing that's crazy about SpaceX, by the way, is it's just printing. I mean, it's printing the IPO fractal. It's printing the same fractal that everybody thought or said it was going to print, like every IPO does. And for a second, it looked like, no. This one is different, and this one is not different. This also sets a pretty nasty precedent for Anthropic and OpenAI IPOs. Like, we got to be scared. We got to be a little bit more scared at Anthropic and OpenAI IPOs. Meta, 666, and it's sort of come back from the dead a little bit, despite being down 0.4%. We will do a little meta segment relatively soon here, but we got to do a couple more 5-minute closes. We're 7 minutes into the open. Nvidia's down 1%. Google's up or down 0.4. Wow, look at this Apple. Look how strong Apple is. What do you have, DNAP? The CEO of an AI giant said again, there's no China supply chain for us. Trade record satellites, Chinese filings, and even its own suppliers in China say otherwise. The Bloom Energy investigation. Let's come back to this. You missed everything. You missed absolutely everything. Also, if you're on YouTube or Twitter and you'd like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Look at Apple Go, 231. Where's crypto during this? Not much happening for crypto. Wow. 322 is about to hit. Warren Oil. What's oil doing? Nothing really. Threadguy, you check the DZ chart. Oh, wow. Yeah, DRAM is weak. Down 9.5. Mags are flat. Impressive chart on the mags. Mags are now green. Led by Apple. Meta is barely red. Amazon is green. Microsoft is green. Look at this thing. It's about to hit 68 on the mags. IGV lost the whole pump. Is that Microsoft lost it or what happened? MSFT. No, Microsoft is green. Microsoft is very green. All right, let's check some of our like consumer names. Where's Robinhood to start? Hood is very strong. Up about 1%. I wonder how much the crypto news is going to help Robinhood. Like, I wonder if if they start making meaningful revenue, get meaningful adoption, if there's enough tailwinds on the crypto chain to help Robinhood. Amit made a nice post about it right here where he says, I've covered Robinhood for the past 3 years, and it's fair to say something really different has happened in the past 2 weeks since their crypto event in the UK. This is the biggest Robinhood bull in the world, by the way. 1 week after launch of the Robinhood chain, 17 million transactions, 350,000 total addresses, 250 million in protocol TVL, more than 1 billion in DEX trading volume. That's a lot. 3 days ago, Robinhood chain flipped hyperliquid in 24-hour DEX volume, which is also a lot. The implications for Hood are significant and really cannot be ignored by the market. It's evolving from a brokerage that earns from customer trading activity into a vertically integrated financial ecosystem with its own blockchain, exchange infra, tokenized assets, and on-chain liquidity. This, along with the Trump accounts, which I agree, the Trump accounts are significant to me, is why I think the stock has finally decoupled from Bitcoin. It is now trading at 80% above its lows in May. That's a big deal. Bitcoin could go up or down. The market has moved on with pegging Hood's stock to random Bitcoin fluctuations because Hood is so much more important than what happens to any individual coin. If Robinhood continues getting adoption, Robinhood could capture economics from blockchain fees, DEX fees, tokenized stocks, stablecoin payments, third-party applications, So we'll see, but it definitely is setting up a pretty nice precedent for Hood. Trump accounts plus blockchain, and you get, I think, very interesting thesis on the crypto side of Hood. What else do we have here? Let's see. Biggest gainers, biggest losers. Nebius is down 5, and God. That looks like it's going back for the lows. CoreWeave is also down 5. MSTR announced today that they've raised more cash. I think they have $3 billion of cash on hand to fund 1.7 billion of annual dividends. Maybe this means Strategy doesn't have to sell more Bitcoin for a while, but stock does not like where we are at. Mars down 3. Eli Lilly is down 1. Coinbase down 1.5. HIMS is down 1. Wow. Trader Hormuz oil crossings have collapsed to near zero. They remain at the levels they were pre-war. Oil prices remain at the levels they were pre-war. This is really nuts if you think about it. Trader Hormuz is closed. We're still at war with Iran 5 months later, and oil is cheaper than when the war started. It makes no sense. It's almost impossible to convince yourself or justify that Trump admin is not actively manipulating oil prices in the order books. Like, how else could you look at this? I don't know. How else could you look at this other than to believe that this is happening? All right, let's keep going. IBKR is on 1. IGV lost it. They've gone green. I ran down 0.5. StubHub is not really dumping the way that I feel like it should be. There's not really a dump on StubHub that it deserves. It's down about 0.2%. It's $11. Hood is now down 1. Lost the whole pump. What's green? Figma's up 5. Sweetgreen's up 5. DraftKings up 3.5. Reddit is up 2.5. Back above 200. Roblox is up 3.3. Uber. Wow. Why? Why is Uber up 2% today? Lululemon's up 2%. Shout out to Michael Burry. GameStop is up 1%. It's crazy GameStop doesn't move. You would think that this thing would be volatile. It doesn't move. It just straight up does not move. But GameStop is up 1%. Take-Two Interactive, that is also up 1%. Oh, speaking of Take-Two Interactive, real quick. Let's see. NCAA 27. Quick follow-up on microtransactions is, remember I told you the story that all of the YouTubers were protesting, boycotting playing NCAA 27 because the microtransactions got so out of hand? Well, it worked. And EA confirmed plans to remove all paid progression options from Road to Glory and Online Dynasty and EA College Football 27 after players launched CFB Play Not Pay campaign against offline microtransactions. It is fucking insane that this worked. And I'm going to be honest. If you're Take-Two Interactive, I think it's a little bit scary. Because you are banking 10 years of your company on insane microtransaction revenue from GTA. And this sets the precedent that there's going to be protests. Like, they are not... I would imagine, if I had to guess, GTA 6 is going to be microtransactioned to fuck, and people are going to be really unhappy about it. And I wonder what the response is going to be from that. People are not going to be happy about it. They're not going to be happy about it. And so what they're going to do, take two, I don't know. But if it worked once, they're going to try to do it again. They're going to try to do it again. All right, where are we? Where's DRAM? Wow, DRAM is going for it, man. Down 10% right now. Where's the NASDAQ? Ugh, my God, look at this. We're 15 minutes into open. We got to do another 15, and then we're going to get into some topics, but look at this. NASDAQ is getting crushed, down 1.2. It's crazy. Mags are green, led by Apple. Where's Apple right now? Apple. Wow, 322 on Apple. Crazy. The company that has spent no money on AI, zero. All they have is insane amounts of cash on hand. They've spent no money on AI. They're not a frontier lab. They're not really doing anything interesting. Apple Intelligence is whatever. Siri sucks. They have done absolutely nothing. And they are winning by doing nothing. They spent the bare minimum, man. It's crazy. This is crazy. And I don't know, like, do other companies look at this and think, okay, maybe we should like cut our CapEx spend if we're not Anthropic or OpenAI? Do we need to cut CapEx spend? It was crazy. 322. Where's Micron? Shaw's is so ugly. Micron is 912. About to lose 900. Wow, look at this. 27% Micron. And I know, when you look at like a thing like Micron, I just like ask myself, like, what, at least on the retail sentiment side, who is not entered Micron that is going to enter Micron? Like, who's not in this? It feels like my entire feed is so long Micron. And what's scary about it too is that it's down 25%. Yeah, wow, look at this. The worst thing I've ever seen. It's down 25% after maybe the best earnings of all time. SanDisk is down 10. Oh my God. Chat, we have a lot of stories to get into, but we got to give this another 10 minutes at least. Look at Palantir too. It's gross. Nobody in anymore. I don't think that that's true, Frankie. I saw this tweet. Let me see if I can find it. Cash on sidelines. Look at this. This is from July 12th. Cash on the sidelines is almost non-existent. Total U.S. cash, measured as money fund and bank deposit balances as percentage of the S&P market cap, is down to 0.42, near the lowest level on record. It's well below the 1.80 peak reached in the 2008 financial crisis and far below the average seen since 1990. The last time it was this low was the year 2000. You know what a decent tell is too? Is look at how good this looks. Berkshire Hathaway. Ugh. Think about it. Berkshire Hathaway, company that spent almost no money on AI, has almost no AI exposure except Google that they bought $10 billion with of their debt sale with bonds, is looking so good. And then Apple, which is the one, mag that is not really participating in the CapEx build out, also looks insane. Look at that. About to hit 323. I don't even know what these blue lines are like really old. I don't know what they're from. Let's delete them. Wow. 323 officially hit on Apple. Emphatic new all-time high. And the entire watch list is red. Look at this. The entire watch list is red, except for Netflix, Apple, a couple software with Salesforce and Adobe, IBM, and then Max. Basically it. Bloom is red or is green. And then everything else is pretty ugly. Micron holding on. Yeah, they both have something in common. Shitloads of fucking cash. Let's check our on-chain coins. Cashcat is 150. Ansem is 240, and this doesn't look great. This really does not look great. Chat, we got to do at least 10 more minutes of market open. I haven't asked you yet. Now feels like a good time. What are you in? I haven't streamed since Thursday. What have you bought? What have you sold? What have you entered? What have you exited? What do you want me to pull up and take a look at? Wow, look at lighter. Not good. Thoughts on hype now? I love it. Where's Bitcoin? Going for it. 62.1. Pretty ugly on BTC. Chat, what stocks? Apple and Lit. That is a decent barbell. Thinking about CRM lately. I don't know much about it. You long hype? Not right now. SK Hynix stock is back to being worthless at 900 billion. There'll be a 1x short SK Hynix ETF being launched tomorrow morning. Ugh. These are usually bottoms, right? When they like launch a way for you to short. And almost nothing on leverage. Small VV and sold positions. Everything else spot in crypto. Shorted NASDAQ 1.5K down for the day. Congrats. You really scalp a lot, huh? My SpaceX short is up 20%. Where are we on SpaceX? Oh my God. 140. Man, oh man. 140 on SpaceX. The thing that's tough about this is like every day that passes, you're closer to unlocks. Closer to unlocks. Shorting Marvell and BB. Where's Marvell right now? Oof, God. Approaching IPO price. Yes, it is. SpaceX is what percent off IPO price? It's like right there. Thoughts on Sol right now? I like it, but this PA is just makes it tough for crypto. SpaceX is a 4% dump away from deal price, and I think it gets pretty ugly there. Google is technically still above their bond sale. Apple holding strong. Where's DRAM? Yeah, 9.5%. Mags flips red. Just what's red? I guess Google. Where's Meta? Meta's on 1%. That's ugly. Longed Broadcom last week. Flipped short at 400. I like the Broadcom thing, but take two in cash. The cash thing about cards again. Let's see. Where's cards? Is anyone here in Cashcat? Ooh, what happened to cards? This token is so omega cursed. It's not even funny. Let's check in on Twitter real quick, and then we have some topics to get into. It's crazy. It's all just war and oil, man. Everyone pivoted from memes. Conviction when you're frustrated stock is not that more. Nice one, Gavin Baker. Yeah. Quiet. It's usually a quiet day when the market is red as well. Feels like we're in 1984 with the Forever War. It's man, it's nuts. I have this. I just made this tweet. First of all, I said this. I feel like I'm going fucking insane. Who reposted it? Nobody. I feel like I'm going insane, number one. But the second take is like, long oil. I really believe this. Like, okay, think about the psychology of an oil bull real quick. You see the war starting in Iran. You see that 20% of the world's oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz, and that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. What do? You long oil. The thesis on longing oil is that we're going to have an oil barrel shortage and that the war is going to go on longer than the market seems to think. And it is promoted or discussed as if it's this like 1 week war. Okay, we're now 5 months into the war. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. It's never been open. The oil flow has never returned to normal. There's still this 20% shortage of the world's oil. And there's no deal. We're 5 months in, 6 months in, and oil is cheaper than when the war started. I mean, this has to be one of the most frustrating trades that has ever happened. Like, imagine this. Long oil during the Iran war has to be the most painful trade in the history of markets. Imagine being right the entire way, that there was no deal and the USA lost control of the Strait of Hormuz and oil is cheaper than before the war started. Just brutal. I mean, this is so brutal. And I have this tweet too. Like, look at this timing on this. PB Poo Poo, May 24th. There's no deal and there won't ever fucking be. There's no deal. 2 months have passed since this tweet. It's true. There has not been a deal, just fake announcements. And this is the timestamp on the chart. Look at this. Since he tweeted this and was right about there not being a deal, it's up 25%. It's up 25%. And so somebody's lying. Really. Like, you got to really think it now. Somebody's just lying. Hormuz doesn't matter. They grossly overestimated how much it matters. They grossly overestimated how much oil flows through there. Or straight up, Scott Besson is in the order books just committing like war crimes in the order books. And so I almost find myself feeling for the oil bulls. Like, I almost feel bad for the anti-patriotic oil bulls that are like rooting on the demise of our country. I almost find myself feeling bad that this has to be up there with the most frustrating trades ever. I mean, the only other one that comes close, in my opinion, is longing Bitcoin instead of gold during a generational bull market after 1010. That, to me, is a similar trade. And that's been one of the most painful trades ever. That is a similar trade, I think, the Bitcoin long. But, yeah, I mean, this is horrifying, really. All right, let's do one more check-in, and then we got to get through some topics. We're about 30 minutes, 27 minutes into market open, and it is an ugly one. Last call, if you put any positions on that you want me to shout out, Bitcoin with a little baby bounce here. Maybe it's done going down for now, 62.26. Zcash still over 500, Sol 75, Hype 63. DRAM down 9, little bounce. Mags down 0.3. SOX down 4, Q's down 1.5, NASDAQ down 1. Just bought RoboStrategy. Nice. Long to ETH and Jito. Ugh. Well, you're talking about Bitcoin bounce. Yeah, on the 1 minute. SPY down 0.2. Names that we care about. Apple still above 320, retracing a little bit. Micron is down 5 with a little bounce back above 920. Shaw's 70. RoboStrategy, about to lose 30. Intel 105. Yeah, everything's holding on a little bit, but we're pretty weak. Where's StubHub? I hate StubHub now. I hate this stock. My least favorite stock. AMC under 2. The UFC with a little baby bounce today. And Palantir 127 with Warren Oil is green on the daily, but nothing crazy. And WTI is about the same. Ugh. It's kind of a scary day. The DeFi villain. Let's see. I got a paste trade noti. Look at that take. Look at that take. The logical bounce level is 135, which was the IPO price of SpaceX. Look at that take. Whose take is that? Let me add this to Apple Suits OpenAI. DNAP, should I watch that Bloom Energy video real quick, and then we'll get into topics? How good is that Bloom Energy? All right, let's watch this real quick. I didn't follow this super closely, but I've seen Bloom Energy like drama on my feed all over the place. This is from a couple days ago. Let's watch this, and then we have a bunch of topics to get through. Let's go.
lie I've ever heard a CEO tell.
The one notable country that you're not sourcing from is China.
We made a decision that we are only going to depend on supply chains that we can completely trust, and that was a country we avoided.
When did you make that bet?
2005.
This wasn't a one-time thing. The CEO of this $80 billion company said it again and again and again.
There is no China supply chain for us. We are not dependent on China for China. I can say that very clearly.
We never coupled ourselves to the China supply chain, which in hindsight today means that we don't have to decouple from something.
But these statements aren't true. Our reporting found that China isn't just part of Bloom's supply chain. It is key to Bloom's AI data center growth story. A growth story that's taken Bloom stock from $3 to $300. So why hide it? Because Bloom's dependence on China means that the Chinese Communist Party has an off switch on America's AI data center build-out. And the second you realize how dependent Bloom is on one Chinese rare earth, the math behind its promises collapses. And so does Wall Street's story of how this company is going to grow from 1 gigawatt of power a year to 5. The truth is, there's not enough scandium, including China, for Bloom to come even close. And the thing about scandium is it's not a nice to have. It's one of the key differentiators in Bloom's patents. Until now, Bloom's scandium supply chain had been a mystery. By Bloom's own telling, it's a closely guarded secret.
We don't reveal those sources. That's
And it's just China. They're saying it's not part of.
part of our IP.
The only detail Bloom seems to repeat again and again is that it's not dependent on China. Our team of reporters
The whole thing is just China.
has traced Bloom's scandium supply chain all the way up, combing through trade records, satellite images, and one of our reporters from China messaging Bloom's suppliers directly, using a Pikachu icon. And here's what the supplier said. You see those letters, BE? That stands for Bloom Energy. This is a sales rep from Hunan Oriental Scandium, one of China's biggest scandium producers, which called itself, to us, Bloom's largest supplier. This, while Bloom's CEO has said that Bloom has no reliance on a Chinese supply chain at all.
None of our critical materials come from contested supply chains or war zones, and there is no China supply chain for us.
Since China is now enforcing strict export controls on scandium, we asked the supplier how they're getting the scandium from China to the United States. Their answer, quote, not exported directly. But despite Bloom's apparent efforts to obfuscate its scandium supply chain, the truth is hiding in plain sight. And you don't need to take our word for it. You just need to look at pictures from Bloom's May 2026 Supplier Summit. Attendees posted photos of the logo wall to social
Supplier
media.
Summit.
And we counted not one, not two, but 3 Chinese scandium suppliers.
Not 2, not 3.
The same names that turn up repeatedly in trade data, where Bloom Scandium appears to move out of China and then to countries like Thailand and Japan and Korea, and only then to the United States. And we can tell this is a deliberate playbook because one of Bloom's other suppliers, not for scandium, actually wrote it down. In a Chinese securities filing, one company which supplies Bloom with temperature sensors disclosed that Bloom told it to stop shipping to the US directly, and instead to route through Taiwan and India first, in order to, quote, gradually reduce direct exports to the US and dodge tariffs. So why is Bloom hiding its China supply chain? We can't actually know for sure. But our bet is that it's because Bloom can't even come close to meeting the demand that Wall Street is modeling. Now, the funny thing is, I think Bloom's lawyers are onto this problem. After Bloom's CEO made those false statements on a 2025 earnings call and then again on a podcast, this February, 40 pages into Bloom's SEC filing, the company quietly added a disclosure, admitting it does source some rare earth metals from China, which was a decent enough cleanup job, except for the fact that the CEO then went out and said the opposite again.
That was a country we avoided.
Then he went one step further, and this is actually pretty bad. He implied that avoiding China gives Bloom an edge in selling to the US military.
Does that tee up Department of Defense work? I could see this being a very valuable asset for the US.
It will be, and we can't speak too much about it, but obviously for intelligence and defense.
Could break some news here. It'd be great.
This raises a few questions. Has Bloom been honest with the US government about its China supply chain?
Who's the guy making this video? He's got to be short, right?
Was it honest with Oracle, its biggest customer? What else is Bloom hiding? And what happens if China simply cuts Bloom off? Because right now, every shipment of scandium has to be approved by the CCP. And the CCP isn't just demanding to know who the scandium is being exported to, it's asking who the end customers are. We heard this directly from Chinese suppliers, which means China has a real role in deciding whether Bloom can continue to produce its fuel cells, despite the company saying it has no single points of failure. And in case you haven't heard, the US and China are in an AI arms race. So if the CCP can flip an off switch that cuts off power to American data centers, they really might. And they're already restricting these exports. Of course, there's one other possibility. Bloom does have enough scandium, more than enough. Maybe the demand for Bloom's fuel cells is about as real as the company's claims about its supply chain. And if that's true, then maybe Bloom doesn't have a scandium problem at all. You can read our full investigation where we dig into all of this
This guy's got to be short, like $10 million of Bloom.
at hunterbrook.com/Bloom.
Huh, who is this guy? Hunter Brook Media. I like it. Oh, he went on CNBC. They gotta be short. He went on CNBC to talk about it. Let's see Bloom Energy. Where is it right now? Oh my God. It's down. Yeah. So 2.7% today. I love an activist short group. Wow. Look at this. It's kind of on life support. Next gap fill is really far down from here. Wow. What a video. All right. We have a lot of topics to get into. That was the first 30 minutes of Market Open. And as always, Market Open is powered by Phantom Wallet. Phantom Wallet, we love you. It only makes sense that Market Open is powered by Phantom Wallet which you can use to trade everything: stocks, perps, crypto, on-chain, RWAs, tokenize this, tokenize that. If you could trade it, Phantom has it. Shout out to Phantom Wallet. Where is it? 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 There it is. Oh, fuck me. Wow. Chat. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. What are you going to do, thread guy, when it hits your level? Are you going to bid it? I don't know. I don't feel like I want to bid anything. I kind of want to sit here. No, Malcolm, I don't want a coffee, but thank you. Oh. Wait. Gavin Baker. Deal price.
Look, in the short term, AI is going to be amazing.
DNAP, where's that clip? Gavin Baker, CBRS. Oh, my fault, Malcolm. I love you, though. Where's that clip? Here it is. I'm going to quote this and say, like, SpaceX is now 2.5% away from deal price. So what happens now?
A tough 2 days since they reported their first
I know I played it a bunch of times, but like
quarter as a public company. And I think there are two things that are worth discussing here. One is there's a whole generation of portfolio managers. There's a lot of people who are advocating for kind of squeezing the blood out of the stone on IPO prices. And the flip side of that is that there are a lot of portfolio managers who, if a stock breaks deal price, they sell it no matter what. They consider it a promise that was broken. And so this is what has happened with Cerebras to some degree over the last 2 days. And, this may seem irrational, but there are people who run giant funds who I know personally, where if the stock breaks deal price, they sell no matter what. And so if stock breaks deal price, it can sometimes, go to places you wouldn't think it would go.
Dude, so if it hits like 134.99, is it gonna like just cascade? Like what happens? Dude, it might hit it right now. What's the clip I just quoted? Yeah. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. Also, YouTube. If you're on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Is there any good tweets about it? SPCX. I feel like Twitter's so dead right now. Yeah, 135 is also my level. Oh my God. I had such a legendary round trip on SpaceX. It's not true. Oh my God. The problem too is that I lost the filing page. I could try to pull it again, but unlocks happen like relatively soon. There's such a low percentage on the market that the unlocks come soon. Wow. I guess we can just start with the SpaceX topic. First of all, Elon bull posting is insane right now. He made this post yesterday and said of Earth if we accomplish our goals. Eli's, what's good? Be worth more than the rest of Earth if we accomplish our goals. Do you understand how insane that is to say that? So there's a couple like space. I have a little space segment. I just want to watch a few of these like Chinese space companies. Let's see, what do I have? What do I have on here actually? All right, let's see. More evidence that China will never be able to catch up with SpaceX. Japan tests experimental reusable rocket in first flight. What is that? July 12th. What is that? Dog, what? That looks like my water heater. That was insane. So no one is anywhere close. What else do I have on here? Tulip King take. This is why Elon wanted to China just did it cheap on the first try. Cheap Chinese LLMs sweep the market, but create a very American response function. Throw more money at the problem, make it strategically viral. See what happens in space. Pressure from Chinese competitors will push more money into SpaceX than the entire company. My girl has a rubber version of that. She must be a SpaceX holder. Is crazy. I'll tell you this. I flew JetBlue this weekend, and JetBlue doesn't have Starlink. Any plane without Starlink is quite literally unflyable. Is unflyable. Unflyable. It is actually worth a plane that has as Starlink is worth probably worth 2x the ticket cost. It's unflyable. Is unflyable because you get stuck in this frustrating problem where the Wi-Fi works but not good enough to use it. And it is genuinely unflyable. I could not believe what I experienced on this JetBlue flight. It was so bad. And wow, 138. This thing is weak, dude. Kind of feel like it's done for the day, though. Like, are they just going to give us the 135 entry? Why do you need Wi-Fi in a plane? Because I can't read. I get, like, plane sick. But I can tweet. Where's Bitcoin right now? 62.3. And where's DRAM 9, Max -4, SPY -0.2. Let me see. I want to see if I get any good replies to my tweet, by the way. Like, what happens at 135? Is anyone ready to step in and bid this? I don't know. All right. That is Warren Oil. That's Korean stocks. That's StubHub. That is SpaceX. And that is Market Open. I can't believe that I missed Sam Altman versus Elon over the weekend and over Friday. And so first of all, Scam Altman got a little pump, but that's not the point of this topic. This Doge designer guy makes a tweet on Elon Musk warned the world about Scam Altman. Now everyone is finding out why. And Gito just ripped. Let me see. Gito. Whoa, yeah, it did. Just rip. Why? Wait, what happened? Gito. Thank you. They have a launch? What happened? Gito network to whoa. Gito network to allocate 100% of JTX revenue and buybacks and to buybacks and burns. Whoa. Wow. What's JTX? Shout out to Robinhood. Or shout out to Arbitrum. What is JTX? I'm surprised it's not going up more. Do they have DeFi Llama revenue? We read the emit thing early. You might have missed it. Revenue 7 days. I don't see Gito. I don't see Jito. Grayscale, Sky, World Liberty, Collector, Crib, Paxos, Phantom, GMGM, Axiom Pro, FOMO, DexScanner, Chainlink, Aerodrome, Jupiter, Ripple, Aave, Or, Uniswap, EdgeX, EtherFi, Securitize, TradeXYZ, Fidelity. Where the fuck is Jito? It's not live yet. Interesting. Wait, let's see. JTX. The way you trade on Solana changes on Tuesday. Whoa. You know, one of the reasons I like this so long is if at any point, like at all, they could figure out how to get some level of perps volume, I think it gets a stupid bid, but that is unclear that they're able to do this. Let's see.
ATXs where smart
This
money,
Judo CEO, he's been on the stream.
ATXs where smart money trades everything, and we're
I can't make it any louder.
really targeting this like pro retail, prosumer trading audience on Solana, and I feel like there's a kind of a gap there. I feel like a lot of the tools that people use today are made for this like old era on Solana, and we're seeing, you know,
What does that mean?
hopefully the bull market's coming back. I feel like a lot of the assets that people are trading are different now than they used to be. So I feel like this audience is underserved on Solana today. So we're really targeting this like pro retail, prosumer audience on Solana, trying to bring
Say prosumer.
this like pro retail, prosumer audience on Solana, trying to bring in traders from other chains that are using kind of more pro products, and then also really going after those like pro users on.
Did this not get front run? Like, why is it not going up? I don't understand. Should not be going up. Did this just get? I guess that people have known JTX is coming out for a while, but the announcement is the revenue buybacks, prosumer, because JTX is live. Personal live never succeeded. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised it's not up more. It's up a couple percent in the announcement, 10%, but yeah, I guess it was known for a long time. Obviously, it was based off of how the chart is pricing it. Anyways, as I was saying, Sam Altman and nasty ES candle. Fine, let's look at that real quick. Damn, IB's down 2 today. Ugly. SPX down 0.5. Ugly. Nasdaq back down 1.5. DRM back down to 9. Not great. Trump is tweeting too. Let's go TradFi real quick. Sorry, market open's kind of chaotic sometimes. Trump on Iran. USA will be known as a guardian of Hormuz Strait. The Hormuz Strait is open and will remain open with or without Iran. We are reinstating the Iranian blockade. So named because it is only stopping Iran ships or customers from entering or leaving. All other countries will have fair and open use of the strait. The USA will be from this point forward known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait. But as such, and as a matter of fairness, will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped for any and all costs necessary to do the job of providing safety and security to this very volatile section of the world. The process and formation will begin immediately. Oil handling on the news. Wow. Oil handling on the news. Wait, hold on. What did I just read? Where is it? Will be what does this mean? Will be reimbursed at the rate. What did I just read? Will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped. What does this mean? I don't get it. I don't understand what I'm reading. Copy image, ChatGPT, instant. What does this mean? I don't get it. Explain as simple as possible. He's taking a 20% toll for other people's oil. The U.S. Navy will protect the Strait of Hormuz so ships. Oh, got it. So they're going to protect the Strait of Hormuz, and then they're going to take 20% of everybody else's cargo. He's taking a toll now? Dude. Oh, my God. That's terrible. Holy shit. All right, let's see.
Their leaders are gone. They had leaders, they're gone. Then they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target.
We're not playing around this time.
Dude. Wow. What a announcement. I mean, there's no... Wow. There's your candle. There is your candle. It cannot be good for DRAM and such. Does it not care? It's crazy. Like, the U.S. freaked out and said there's no way we're paying... Yeah, there goes Max. There's no way we're paying this Iranian toll. And then the U.S. said, actually, fuck that. We're going to charge the toll, and everybody else is going to pay our toll. Wow. And oil's lower than before the war started. What else? The guardian of the Hormuz Strait, he called himself. Wow. Honestly insane that we're still doing this. Where's SpaceX? 139. Oh my God. Well, we still have a bunch of topics to cover. Let's do Calvin wellness check real quick. I feel bad, dude. Oh, he's tweeting. No, baby, he's tweeting. Whoa, something big must have just gotten hit, he says. Wow. What did Evans tweet? Yeah. It feels like fucking Groundhog Day. Where's Brent? Oh my God. The thing is, just like, it's under. I mean, I sold my oil at. I sold my crude oil at like 105 or something. It's like $80. That was months ago. It was actually months ago. All right. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get up for 1 second. When I come back, we have to laser focus, chat. We have got to laser focus when I come back.
Hey.
Back in 30 seconds. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, you want chat, crude. All right, here's where I got distracted, but it is important to cover real quick. On Sama Elon. So Elon quote tweets him, says he takes gaming to a whole new level, which, by the way, if I recall correctly, there hasn't been any interaction between Elon and Sam negatively since the lawsuit. And Sam Altman, homeboy, you're the one selling public market investors on short-term space data centers. Elon reply after tweeting that you don't understand SpaceX will be worth more than the rest of Earth if we accomplish our goals, rips a tweet and says we start flying them next year. Maybe you can come see them if your parole officer approves. After stealing an open source AI charity, you then stole all of Apple's phone technology. Wow. What do you plan for an encore? That is tough to beat. Sam Altman replied, there's a lot of benchmarks that suggest 5.6 Sol is the best model in the world right now. But the most reliable way to tell is that Elon is obsessed with me again. And then Elon comes out, not at the same time, but at a different time, a couple days before, but relevant, and says, I was clearly wrong about Anthropic. They're obviously currently the leader in AI. No company has released a model that's as good as Mythos Fable, and they will undoubtedly have Mythos 2 ready soon. I would never cut them off in a way that hurt them badly, even as a competitor. That's not my style. Tesla open sourced its patents, and we made the supercharger network available to all competitors, even though we could have made it a walled garden. SpaceX launches competing satellite systems with no increase in price or use of unfair terms. Even my worst enemies can attack me on this platform. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And they pay me $1.5 billion a month. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend all day, all fucking day, every day. And so this leads me to my favorite YouTuber on the earth. Just posted a new video about GPT 5.6 Sol, which I have not. Chaz, has anyone tried it yet? Has anyone tried it yet? The new GPT model. Fireship posted 4 days ago, or 2 days ago, 4-minute video. We have to watch it. It's my favorite.
Yesterday,
I love this guy.
after the government confirmed it probably wouldn't kill us all, OpenAI was granted permission to unleash the GPT 5.6 family of models onto the public. It comes in 3 sizes with Starbucks naming conventions, 3 models named in New Jersey-style Italian, Luna, Terra, and the flagship Gigabrain, Sol. A model that shatters the latest Trust Me Bro benchmarks and quite possibly outsmarts Claude Fable, Mythos, and every other model that came before it. If you're an agentic engineer, formerly known as a vibe coder, this is a huge deal because Sol tops the agentic coding leaderboard. It has a new ultra mode that can spawn an army of subagents, and in my experience, it's extremely tenacious when it comes to getting stuff done. But the timing could not be more sus, because just last week, Anthropic's Fable 5 was brought back to life after jailbreakers turned it into a cyber weapon, while simultaneously, Elon just released Grok 4.5, which might be done by comparison, but uses a tiny fraction of the tokens as Sol or Fable. In today's video, we'll get back on the AI hype train and find out if these new models are true game changers. It is July 10th, 2026, and you're watching Code Report. To understand the launch of GPT 5.6, you need to first understand that frontier AI models must now go to the DMV before you can drive them. Back on June 2nd, the president signed an executive order asking AI labs like OpenAI and Anthropic to voluntarily hand over their most powerful models to the government for up to 30 days to review before release. This process, of course, is totally voluntary, but obviously if you don't volunteer, you might as well throw your company in the wood chipper. So when GPT 5.6 dropped a few weeks ago on June 26th, it went to just roughly 20 trusted partners whose participation has been shared with the government. And now that you feel safe enough, let's go ahead and take a look at GPT 5.6 Sol. Basically, OpenAI's new strategy isn't about making the base model smarter, it's about giving the model an entire virtual sweatshop of subagents that can be whipped like slaves into building stupid apps that nobody will ever use. Like Horse Tinder, which has sadly failed to attract investors. But with this new family of models, it comes to knobs that you'll want to play with. Max Reasoning, which is basically like Claude's deep thinking mode, and Ultra Mode, which tells the model to spawn a team of AI slaves to tackle problems in parallel. That's especially useful for programmers, if we can even still call people that, because you can have one agent writing some React components while another handles a database, while the third one fails to build a beautiful UI with CSS. And it makes all the multi-agent orchestration startups out there obsolete, except of course the ones that have sponsored this channel. If we take a look at Terminal Bench 2.1, which is a benchmark that actually matters because it tests real command line workflows versus pointless middle school math, we can see that GPT 5.6 Sol beats Claude Mythos 5, but on Sol Ultra Mode, it chubs up to a ridiculous 91.9%. That's impressive, but when it comes to cybersecurity, it still just barely underperforms Claude Mythos on the exploit gen benchmark. One thing that's interesting though is that they left out SWE Bench Pro, which is a benchmark on real GitHub issues with real code bases. Currently, Fable 5 is leading that benchmark, and OpenAI simply didn't publish a score, which in my opinion implies that they're likely underperforming there. In addition, Meter, a non-profit AI evaluator, detected an unusually high rate of cheating in their initial evaluation. It would often dig out hidden test answers or shortcut metrics to avoid doing actual work. Some people might call that cheating, but others might say it's working smarter and not harder. The only way to truly analyze it is to analyze it yourself. But the big question for everybody right now is which one is better, Claude Fable or GPT 5.6 Sol? I use both of them on the $100 plans. Neither of them have ever sponsored this channel, and what I can tell you is that they're both extremely intelligent. Arguing about which one is more intelligent is like arguing about who's the best soccer player of all time, Ronaldo Messi or Erling Haaland. They're both so much better than us at soccer, in the same way that Fable and Soul are so much better than us at anything involving intelligence. But Soul is about half the price and tends to get the job done faster. It's like a contractor who shows up with 6 guys and finishes the job in record time. The Fable, on the other hand, is like one really good contractor who goes very slow but gets the job done right and then bills you twice what you expected. Ultimately, it just comes down to using the right tool for the job, which is why you also need to check out Blacksmith, the sponsor of today's video. It's a drop-in replacement for
Beauty. I'll tell you this. I know that half of Twitter is in AI psychosis right now, and nobody can really figure out if these tools are actually good, if there's a complete waste of money, if who's in psychosis, the people that use it or the people that don't. There's a perpetual debate about this. I'm just going to tell you that Fable is so incredible. It's the real deal. It is. I have not used Soul 5.6, and I've definitely been critical of some of these LLMs in the past. I'm sorry to be the guy to tell you this, but if you have not used it, Fable, it's just the real deal. I don't know what else to say. It's the real deal. I'm not even building anything with it. I'm using it for like my personal life, help with my writing, grade the streams, tell me what it thinks about topic ideas or like organization of topics or organization of the streams, or like help me break down financials of a stock. Very simple life stuff. I'm not building anything. I'm not even using it to code. It's built me nothing. And dude, it is so good. Seriously. It is slow. It is pretty slow. And it's expensive, and you run out of usage really fast. But it is just, it's the real deal. I would love to say that it's not. Like, life would probably be easier if it was not. But man, it's the real deal. It really is the real deal. I haven't used 5.6 yet, GPT, but it is absolutely the real deal. And so I guess on that topic, also there's this protest. There's also Anthropic protest. Wait, let me see. There's a video of it, I thought. Like, protest used to mean something. Let me see. No. I don't know. I saw it that there's an Anthropic protest and an OpenAI protest, like stop AI build out or something. Good luck. But at the same time, Meta released Muse Spark 1.1. I can't believe we missed this on Friday. I guess we didn't miss it on Friday, but we missed like a lot of the posting on Friday. Meta stock as a response is trading pretty well, all things considered. It's up like off the bottom. We're up 22%. Top ticket was up 26. They released Spark 1.1. I think it's pretty hilarious that Zuck makes his first tweet in like a long time. Zuck hasn't tweeted since 2023. Before that, 2012. He tweeted 2023 to announce Threads. Before that, 2012 was the last time he tweeted. And he announced it on Twitter because it's the town square of the world. And with the announcement, like, let me see. Yeah, Global Town Square, we know this. It's pretty crazy. Like, they announced Muse 1.1, image model natively in Facebook and Instagram, things like this. And they're basically on Twitter bull posting the 1 minute chart, right? Like, Alexander, this tweet was made at 11:10 on Friday. Quote tweet at 12:50, talking about how Meta's retraced its daily dump and turned green. Alexander Wang, market has spoken, is pretty insane to me. Elon follows him. He then quote tweets semi-analysis, which to me is pretty crazy. Compute daddy Dylan Patel has spoken. That, I mean, they're basically quote, like, Dylan Patel is that guy. It's like kind of Citrini adjacent, but the people leading superintelligence labs are basically quote tweeting Twitter posters to justify their stock market price and their margins and their valuation on the open market is fucking insane to me. But I think the one thing that's true after using Fable is this idea that, like, everyone is competing for and posting about the fact that they have Opus level intelligence. Like number 3, number 4, number 5 in the lead are posting that they have Opus level intelligence, right? but OpenAI and Anthropic have Mythos level intelligence. And as time goes on and you use Fable, I haven't used 5.6, but it seems to be pretty comparable. It feels as if the gap between 1 and 2 and then 3 is so extreme, there's almost no catching up. Because you use Fable and then you get limited back to 4.8, and it's an unbelievable step down. Like, it's an unbelievable step down to come back to Opus after using Fable. It doesn't even, I don't even want to use it. I asked it this, I was deep in a convo with it, and I asked it this question about a question about mushrooms. And it bumped me down to 4.8 because I guess it doesn't want to do like drug paraphernalia. And I'm just like, I closed it completely. No interest. Went on Reddit. Like, I don't even want to talk to 4.8. That's how much better it is. And so it does feel like there's this ever widening gap between leading labs number 1, number 2, and then leading lab number 3, whoever it is, if it's Perplexity at the moment, if it's Google at the moment, if it is whatever, Meta at the moment, whoever it is, it feels like the gap is so extreme. So on that topic real quick of AI as well, there was 2 robotics product videos that went crazy viral over the weekend. I saved them for stream. I didn't get to watch them yet. Number 1 is introducing Neo's 25 degrees of freedom. Tendon-driven hands nearing or surpassing human-level dexterity, strength, speed, and reliability. For 70 years, robotics worked around the hand problem. The humanoid bet is the reverse. It lives or dies at the fingertips. Has anyone? No, not the Lego. Imagine this robot scares you, and so you unplug it, and it plugs itself back in and says, "No, I'm going to stay on." Okay, now watch this. You thought that was bad? Watch this one. Same company or no? Same company or different company? Same company. D-Nap, where's the third one where it's like doing the finger stuff? Where's the third one? Oh, here. Yeah. They knew what the fuck they were doing with this video, brother. They knew exactly what they were doing by posting this, man. And so that's the update on robotics. I feel like every day we come on here and there's some new crazy robotics product release. And yeah, there seemingly is some new crazy robotics product release every single time we come on here. So, yeah, I don't even know what to say about it, but super intelligence is here. Fable is the greatest model of all time. I mean, it's unbelievable how good Fable is. And the robotics figured out hand dexterity and are basically sex toys at the same time. It's every week, despite how focused we are on price action, it feels like there's some insane tech innovation. Like every time, there's some crazy tech innovation. What a time to be alive, really. What a time to be alive. I don't know what else to say. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. That's robotics. All right, let's hop into Robinhood a little bit and talk crypto. Where are actually check stock market real quick. Meta DRAM is where down 8, not bad. Matic is down 1. IBB down 1.75, not bad. SPY down 0.4, not bad. Micron 935, not bad. Shaw 69, pretty bad. SpaceX 139, not quite there yet. Tesla below 400, not great. Google down 1%. Also about to hit that dilution level again. Let's see. Gold is losing 4,000. What's good, GG? And Sol 75, pretty ugly. On my box, Bitcoin 62.5, a little baby bounce. Ansem is 250, and Cashcat is 150. Who holds it? Cashcat. Who holds let me rephrase. What do you hold on Robinhood right now, if anything? What do you hold on Robinhood chain as it relates to crypto? What do you hold? A decent amount of you have stuff. Duh. Moist Balls 666 holds duh. So good. Cashcat wallet. Still own Solana for better or for worse. Cool. So here's where we're at. Like, I don't think much has really changed as it relates to Robinhood chain. I think I still find myself genuinely pretty optimistic about what their potential is. I think, look, I think it's the first real like wrinkle of optimism we've had in crypto on chain for a long time. It's like you have Robinhood, the retail exchange with 27 million funded accounts. Obviously, there's a reason there you would get excited about on chain. Like it makes sense. Even though corporate chains have historically not worked super well, obviously it makes sense why people would get excited. I don't hold anything on it right now. I played Cashcat pretty bad. If you remember, I bought it 60, just chopped myself around and around and around and around and around and around like an idiot, but it happens. But the metrics right now are pretty impressive. Launchpad seed and Robinhood chain is exploding. Daily new tokens on Robinhood through Knox of Fun is up only. Yeah, we remember. I know we remember. Daily new tokens, which I don't know if that's like the best metric, is up only. Let's see what Adam Tech has. This is hourly tokens deployed. Volume on EVM dexes, Robinhood, significant share, meaningful share. And this is Robinhood chain dex volume. They did basically $1 billion 3 days in a row. which is and it's impressive. It's an impressive number if we're looking at it objectively. Let's see this. Robinhood is rolling. Robinhood earn. This is part of what you said you wanted to happen. Robinhood earn. Yeah, this is a big deal as well. Lend USDG on chain through a self-custody wallet and earn an estimated 7% APY. That is an insane amount. Where does the yield come from? I don't know. Letting itself runs on Morpho, one of the most established protocols in decentralized finance, all accessible on the Robinhood app. 7% APY to hold their stablecoin is a lot. Now, did Morpho go up from this? Not bad. Not great, but it's in a nice little sweet little range here. It is in a sweet little range. I can't lie. In the Morpho. Is this biddable? I don't really know that much about their fundamentals and financials, but it's pretty impressive what Robinhood has done so far. We also know that they're a competitor on the perp scene. Like, they want to compete in perps, as we know. By the way, I showed my mom you talking about your cash cat trade when she came over the other day and said it was a vibe. And it was a vibe, LOL. That's awesome. That trade, unfortunately, was not a vibe. And so they're obviously going to compete in perps. And I don't know, man. We'll see. Like, the thing that I'll say, especially as it relates to the special situations types of trades, is Cash Cat was just one of those. And I try to go back in time and think to myself, could I theoretically have bid this coin at 5 million on the Robinhood chain? Like, is that something in hindsight I would have done? And the answer is probably no. But should I have just done absolutely nothing at 50 mil when the special situations trade turned itself into a special situation? And the answer is, like, obviously yes. Obviously, yeah. I should have just done nothing at that point. So I definitely fucked that trade up a little bit, and I did some reflecting on it over the weekend. But these spots do appear relatively often, at least a couple a month, where there's some crazy unknown thrown into the known. And my reflection on it was basically buy less. Stop with the sizing. Like, chill the fuck out with the sizing, please. Please chill out with the sizing for everyone's sake. Chill out with the sizing. And so we'll see if I'm able to do it as we move forward. U.S. deploys sea drones in combat for the first time. SecOps says 3 Crosshair unmanned vessels struck a submarine and ship maintenance facility at Iran's Bandar Abbas naval base. Whoa. The operation marks the first U.S. use of sea drones in combat and aimed to weaken Iran's ability to target commercial shipping. Oil. Down on the news. Down on the news. There's also been a couple of Vlad tweets, I think RWA related. Let me see. Still no follow. Let's see. Memes aren't the only thing going up on Robinhood's chain. You looked into their token? No. Stock tokens are sitting north of 40,000 unique holders across 90 plus different stocks and equities. Very excited to see what primitives people build with these. He made a tweet about... Thought he made an RWA tweet recently. No. I thought he made one like today. Here it is. Let's see. We read this already. No, I don't know. I thought I had another Vlad RWA tweet, but I can't find it. Block times. Huh. Yeah, I don't know where the tweet is, but maybe we'll come back to it at some point. I guess that leads me to this other topic then, which is the idea of a crypto bottom here. I'm not sure that I'm convinced, but I think the conditions feel good, and they feel about the same as when I was first buying Zcash 2 months ago when we made the Zcash trade. And I said that there's a small basket of alts that have carved out their position in the world that they matter. And I think these are going to do really well. And they did well, and crypto was interesting, and then it kind of got destroyed. Sailor sells, wipe out of positioning, start over from zero, and then here we are again thinking about it. And I don't know, there's some decent takes. Like, I'm down to convince myself that it's an interesting spot again. Like, very rare circumstances where both retail and high net worth crypto native capital is mostly sidelined. Retail sidelined because of outperformance in AI stocks. High net worth crypto sidelined because of 4-year cycle timing waiting for Q4. A lot of capital will chase quickly if coins rip here. I agree with this. I very much agree with this, that a lot of capital will chase really quickly if coins start going up. The problem is, what is it going to take for coins to go up, and specifically Bitcoin? Because, I mean, man, you saw Cash Cat, to me, was a significant signal where people are like, whoa, are ready to fucking bid. 200 mil in absolutely no time. People are ready to bid again. But what would it take to sustain that across the whole eco, across Solana, across ETH, even across some of these bigger alts, VVV, things like this? Unclear. But I don't hate the narrative. Bought some ETH here after promising myself last summer never do it again. Please, God, forgive me. Please, Vitalik, send it much higher CBB. I think Base 16Z was also long ETH, or is maybe actively long ETH on Robinhood, pairing it with liquidity on Robinhood chain. And then there's the opposite side, I suppose, which is we're at a spot where betting on further downside for majors is retarded, but betting on an imminent uptrend is also retarded. So at best, MMs will pay some crypto cables to pump it up alts. On the side, and some skilled participants will bad word the less skilled on perps. And so Robinhood is basically like, fuck no. And everybody else saying, fuck yes. And so I don't know. I find myself feeling like it's an interesting spot. I think Jazz made a tweet as well. Let me see. I bought spot ETH again. Everyone's buying spot ETH. Lord forgive me, time to go back to the old me. And then here was his take on a Robinhood chain I liked, which is Base had a chance to outcompete Sol for meme coin liquidity by weaponizing Coinbase listings, but they dropped the ball. People are now speculating Robinhood could do the same. Usually the issue is SEC's leadership wants to protect users' liquidity, while the on-chain eco wants the listing for EL. But for the first one, I think everyone is aligned in creating a new success story. Then TP on 2/3 to free will the remaining 1/3. Here for a good time, not a long time. And so, chat, have you bought any crypto recently? I am basically all cash and some perp Solana, which is insane for me. I'm never perp Solana. But I'm also ready to capitulate. But it feels like there's a chance. That's all. It feels like there's a chance. All right. On that news, you have the most crypto exposure you've had in a long time. What do you have? What do you have? Crypto exposure. God, my whole Twitter notice is just war. Aren't you long from a gross entry like 81? Yeah, I'm long from 81. I got a little jumpy. Bitcoin hype, Zcash, and lighter. And it feels like Groundhog Day. It's nuts. It does just feel like fucking Groundhog Day. Look at the article I sent you. Where'd you send it? Not on the stream. Okay. Is it Mitt talking about war? Is he even live?
And Warner Brothers, there's just so much that's on the balance sheet of Oracle that has implications for
Warner Brothers. Not on stream and Telegram. Cool. Look, bump it. What's up with this 5 a.m. streams? That's what we do now. All right. I don't really. Actually, we have to do it. How's living in NYC? It's the best. We have to do it. Let's check it on the market one more time. We need to get you on a Mitt morning show. He invited me on one time, but I couldn't do it. Eventually, we'll do it. Bitcoin 62.6. Zcash 515 is so strong. I don't know what happened to Zcash. Sol 76. I kind of want this to be the bottom for Sol. Like if it loses 72, I'm gonna just cut my losses and be out. But in there, I think is a reasonable bid. Where's SpaceX? Shaw's 70. SpaceX 139. It's not quite there yet. I want to watch a couple all-in clips. First of all, DNAP posted this, got a crazy Chamath quote tweet. He's getting fucking dragged for this clip. But I'm going to be honest. This kind of feels like the general feeling for productivity with AI tokens. Let's watch a couple all-in clips because they're box office. You have to watch them. You should open a Substack like a Mitt where you talk about your important holdings. Does he have one? Maybe I will do that.
I sat down with my CTO today and I said, how are we doing on token spend? And he said the most incredible thing. He said, right now, our token costs are doubling every 45 days.
Okay.
And I was like, ugh. And he said, yeah. And I said, well, what is the downstream productivity? And he said, maybe 5% max.
Okay.
And I said, okay, so my costs are doubling every 45 days.
Doubling every 45 days for 5% productivity.
My upside is essentially flat. And he said, basically. And I said, well, explain why that is. And he said, honestly, what we're finding out is that you need to use a lot more tokens to get to this next iteration of improvement because we've effectively already asymptoted. And I said, so what should we do? And he said, honestly, we have to figure this out. And so we're going to take a step back and try to figure out what to do. I don't know how many other companies will actually go through this reckoning now, but the point is everybody in the next 3 or 4 years will for sure go through it. So I suspect that if you can get out now, you should get out now before all of that starts to seep into the water table, because I think that's probably what allows you to get out at a huge price.
This is that problem where it's like after Opus 4.8 or maybe like Fable level intelligence, do normal people need the marginal IQ bump on LLMs? And the answer is like maybe no, especially if they get exponentially more expensive for marginally lower IQ bump. Is it worth it? I don't know. There's a couple clips here I have. Let's do the second one. Here's another. Jamal's been kind of like bearish token spend, I feel, over the last couple months.
Enterprise revenue is at some point, the person that's spending it has to see an ROI. I asked Fable 5 High.
Anthropic's new model. Yeah.
Anthropic's new model. I first asked it, what is the lift of the S&P 500 earnings per share growth since 2024 from AI? And they answered, oh, it's 50%. So then I looked through it and I said, well, no, you're including the money that NVIDIA makes from selling chips to Amazon. So I said, okay, I asked a different question, which is then what was the EPS growth of the S&P 493? And the answer was 9%. And I said, okay, well, that's different. And I said, unpack that. And the overwhelming majority of that was from pricing power, sitting on top of inflation. And then the other 3% was from buybacks. And so the answer, as far as all publicly available data, was that the actual ROI was somewhere between 0 and 2%.
0 and 2% is crazy. Is this DNAP clip? Wow, DNAP, you just go viral every day. 0 and 2%. Here's another good one on open source models.
That enterprise CTOs would like to shift their token consumption to cheaper models for the obvious reason that that would be more efficient. And they are seeing their compute costs or their token cost is skyrocketing right now. So everyone's trying to figure out how do we put the brakes on this or at least control it, make sure we're getting ROI. You also have the AI sovereignty issue that we discussed last week that Alex Karp talked about, where they're worried about giving up the secret sauce or the alpha in their business to a frontier lab that may one day be competing with them. So there's no question that enterprises would like to diversify. They would like to get off of these frontier models when they can. The problem is, I think in most cases, they don't have the technical ability to do it. I mean, Coinbase figured out how to do it. DoorDash figured out how to do it, which is to say they built a token routing system, a layer of middleware that allows them to sort of send frontier tasks to frontier models and non-frontier tasks to more mundane models. But I don't think your average enterprise has the technical capability to do that. So I think this is a case of the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I mean, they are willing, they would like to diversify off of these closed models, but they are unable to do it. And so this is why the share of wallet of closed models, it actually increased. I think that open source went from 19% last year to 11% this year. So open source as a share of enterprise spending is actually decreasing. Now, I don't think that means that use
feels like narrative violation, by the way, that open source share is decreasing. Does not feel like the tweets that I read all day. And some of the topics we cover, that does not feel like what we cover all day or read from other smart people all day.
Usage is decreasing. I think usage is skyrocketing in both these categories. It also may be the case that because the whole point of using an open model is you just pay for the compute costs, you don't have to pay a lab. So it may be the case that it's hard to measure that usage in terms of spend. But nonetheless, I mean, anyone who's saying that these closed models are, going to lose or are somehow losing, you're just not seeing it in the data.
So there's that, and there's 2 more clips that I like. Let's see.
So
let's see how close source. What is this one? Yeah, okay. This is a good one too. 2 more clips.
So this is, I think, the tactic is you stay open until you catch the frontier, you get close to it. And then there's a really compelling incentive to go close because you want to capture all the value for yourself.
Which, by the way, is exactly what Sam Altman did famously at OpenAI. Not only did they go from a nonprofit to a for-profit, they went from open models to closed models. So it's exactly paralleling what Sam realized 3 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, in a way, that was what I think Meta's original strategy was that Llama was going to be open, but then they actually they sort of backed away from open a little bit. But it's just kind of an obvious strategy, right? Is that if you want to catch up, you go open. Because, by the way, you're not going to make any meaningful revenue on closed anyway because you're not close enough to the frontier. So why would anyone buy your product? But if you go open, you get the developer community on your side.
So utilization, more people use it, which in AI gives you reinforcement learning.
Yeah. And so this is, I think, the tactic is you stay open until you catch the frontier, you get close to it. And then there's a really compelling incentive to go close because you want to capture all the value for yourself.
Which, by the way, is exactly what Sam.
Yeah, that's a sick take. I like that a lot. And then here's the last. Oh, no, this isn't the last one. So that's all in a couple AI takes just to keep us caught up on what is going on in the frontier of artificial intelligence in the super intelligence race. And here's where we at. About 90 minutes in to stock market open. DRAM is recovered a little bit. It's down 7.5 percentage points. MAGS is bouncing as well. It's about flat. IGV was green, then it was red. Now it's green again, up 1%. IBB's down 1.5. SOX, a little bounce. That's down 3. Qs are down 1. SPY down 0.27. NASDAQ down 0.6. That's bouncing. Kind of get bounces across the board. Crypto is 62.6. Not bad. On Bitcoin, 76 on Sol. Not bad. Hyperliquid back up of 64.5. ETH is ready to reclaim 1800. Lighter is bouncing as well. Pump funds up 4% of the day. Not bad. VVV's up 1.6, about to reclaim $11. Let's see. Figma's now up 7.5. Reddit is well back above 200. GMB's up 2.5. Wow. Snap's up 1. Uber lost it. Still up 1 though. MicroStrategy back above 90 as well. Circle above. No, not above anything. Retraced a bunch of gains. It was 73. It's 64 right now. Corey've only down 1.7. Nebius getting ready to flip green. That was as low as 206 to 217 right now. What about over here? Biggest gainers. Where's Apple? 319 retracing a lot of its gains, but softwares, Salesforce, Snowflake, Adobe, Cloudflare, biggest gainers. Biggest losers, SanDisk, ARM, Shaw's, Marvell, Intel, SpaceX under 140 still, Micron, 940. Do you think Robinhood chain success is bearish for Robinhood chain is bearish for Hyperliquid? You know, I think it's really hard to build a quality trading product. I think it is really difficult to build a very quality trading product that traders like. And then once you have the moat of traders, I think it's really difficult to convince them to switch. And so as it currently stands, I think Hyperliquid has such a moat over liquidity and the network effects of people trading tokenized stocks and trading perps that as it currently stands, they're just winning. And I don't think Robinhood throws a wrench in that at all. Now they could. We could get to a point where it is. But my general stance on perps is that assuming they become legal in the US, the whole class is just going to 10x. Everything is going to 10x as it relates to perps. And so I don't think it's really like Robinhood versus Lighter versus Hyperliquid. I think it's like perps as a percentage of options volume probably does, if it's like 1% right now, probably does a 10x and everybody prints. This is kind of what I think is going to happen. Hyperliquid's also like solidifying this moat where they're like the back end for a lot of these front ends. Phantom routes Hyperliquid. All these platforms route Hyperliquid. All these like really popular apps route Hyperliquid. FOMO routes Hyperliquid. A lot of people route Hyperliquid. And so I don't really think, is Hyper not legal in the US? No. They're not legal in the US. I don't really think it's bearish for Hyperliquid, no. Did you make any World Cup bets on Polymarket? Yeah, but I've been printing low key. I don't know if it's bullish, but I don't think it's bearish. AWS for liquidity. That's kind of a cool take. I also think, I mean, yeah, the story this week, like, I'm very keen to see how crypto plays with memory getting crushed. Because it's like, yeah, fine, crypto looks kind of weak right now, but memory is crushed. SK Hynix is down 18% intraday. Like, memory is down. You're not going to get that much worse PA than we've gotten right now, you know? Like, you could get more days of it, but I don't think it's hard to get that much worse from how much we're down intraday. And so, all things considered, I'm pretty impressed with how crypto has held up. And it's the first time in a long time crypto hasn't gotten just absolutely destroyed when stocks get destroyed. So this is our... Cool, I'll take a look, Rectal. This is our story. Also, I'm not retired from the trenches. Fuck that. I love the trenches. Story of the week is going to be how memory trades, OSK Hynix recovers, what happens to the on-chain coins with Cashcat and Ansem, and then what happens with crypto relative performance to how memory trades over the next couple of days. That's going to be our story for the week. If I had to imagine. Oh yeah, and the war thing. The war that's happening. The only thing I hold right now is Solana, which is Solana and Shaw's, which is so crazy. Two worst things ever. And I don't know. I think us crypto friends here are in a really interesting... It's an interesting position in crypto for the first time in a while. Also, Trump calls for Senate to pass the Crypto Clarity Act. Does that matter? Does that mean Trump calls? You don't own any stocks? I own Shaw's. I had IBM, but I sold for a P. I don't think this matters. No movement at all. How come you don't own any BTC? I rage sold it. I'm down to buy it above like 80s probably. You keep all your net worth in cash? Usually no. But as of right now, I am, yeah. Mostly cash. Usually no, but right now I am. This is crazy. It just doesn't move. He should... Trump needs to call whoever he called to get that Ballygate red card removed for clarity. Do you think drawdown's going to happen or something? I mean, I think the drawdown has happened. DRAM's on 35%. Being all in cash in this market is kind of nuts. I mean, I don't know. Is it? These charts are pretty terrifying right now. Is Robinhood Gold card good? I don't know. What is that? Do 3% cashback across the board. That's insanely high, no? What the fuck? How do we get one of these? 3% cash back on everything? Why would they do that? With no annual fee. Why would they give you 3% back? Feels really high. What? How can Robinhood afford 3% cash back on gold card? I got 4% back from Coinbase card. Really? Damn, I just like, dude, I trade everything with the debit card, like a Bank of America debit card. Is that fucked? I get nothing. I don't even have a credit card right now. I just use a debit card for everything. Are you retarded? Wait, what? Is that a bad idea? Why wouldn't you? Dude, because I had this thread, let me help you. No, I don't want your stupid ass Atlas card, bro. I had this credit card where I missed one payment for, and they forced my limit at $1,000 a month. I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do with $1,000 a month? I missed one payment. I'll tell you what happened. I'll give you a story. All right, I had this Bank of America credit card that had a $5,000 limit. Okay, and I've just like had this card my whole life, and I never really like pushed for a nicer one, whatever. I had this Bank of America credit card, and I had a fraud announcement. Okay, I had a fraud announcement that someone was trying to buy something so stupid on my credit card for like $100. And you know, Bank of America will randomly freeze transactions. They also do it at the wrong time. They'll like randomly freeze your like date transaction just so the person like tells you it's declined, and you have to like text them like, it's me. So they freeze this transaction, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? It is fraud. I hate getting the new card shipped. It is fraud. And so they lock my card, and I owe like, I don't know, $100 on my credit card bill, $200 max on my credit card bill. But there's fraud in the card, and I have it locked. So I just like forget about it. And I just am using my debit card for like 3 months. I'm just using a debit card. Forgot I have a credit card. It's locked, whatever. I didn't order a new one, whatever. I just forgot I had it. And I don't have auto pay turned on. My mom texts me the first of the month. Hey, remember you paid your credit card. I'm like, thanks, Mom. She texts me first of the month every month. And she texts me, remember to pay your credit card. And I ignore it because card's locked, whatever. And there's this like $75 payment that just month, 2 months, 3 months. And then I get a letter in the mail. My mom gets a letter in the mail that says my credit line has been permanently bumped down to $750 a month. And I'm like, bro, $750 a month permanently. And my credit score is nuked over yeah, my mom's in the chat, SMH. She's over $75, bro. Over a $75 transaction. You can't even buy a coffee with $750 in New York. It's so yeah, I don't have a credit card. I spend a debit card on everything. And it's a mega poor credit card, bro. I have like a mega poor credit card. Also, everyone always like geeks at me because I'm like, everyone like whips out like the Amex. I got my like sneaky little like bank debit card. But the thing about my little bank debit card is it always swipes. Always swipes, brother. That's the only thing that matters. It swipes. That thing swipes. Permanently swipes. Never miss a swipe. Ever. It's never miss a swipe. So yeah, my credit score for days. Credit card flexing is beta AF. I agree. Also, on the topic of credit cards, if everyone walks around with a gold Amex or a silver Amex, what is the point of a gold or silver Amex? Everyone's got one. Everyone just like the richest guy you know and the poorest guy you know has a gold Amex. Like, all right, bro, someone's lying. What is even the point of it is if everyone has one? That's why I carry cash. It's like, okay, cool. Your Amex is a different color. Everyone's got the same Amex. It's like so cringe. I honestly recommend you go against the trend and get like a cheapo little cringe bank debit card. Everyone's got an Amex. Everyone's got an Amex. It's not a flex anymore if everyone's got one. I don't know. Whatever. That's just my take. As a non-Amex holder, that's my take. How's everyone got an Amex, bro? It's like, it's just cringe. We get it. It's like, if your Amex is so cool, show me your Phantom card. That's what I want to see, bro. Someone's lying, bro. Also, how is every girl on my IG story backstage at Gunna? Somebody's lying. He's not doing that many shows. Bro, he's not doing that many shows. Like, how? How? He does not do that many shows. How is Gunna on every girl's IG story? There is not that many shows. He's not that popular. Every location. How? I don't get it. It's unbelievable. He does not do that many shows. How is every girl behind the DJ booth? They're small. There's not that much room back there. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's the Gen Pop posting doesn't even exist anymore. I don't get it. Yeah, and it's also the most random DJs ever. Girl like flexing behind backstage DJ you've never heard of. I'm like, who's letting these people play? What venue is like? Tell the OpenAI group chat story. I don't really want. Should I tell it? I don't really want to tell it. Maybe I'll tell it tomorrow. I know. It's like Shorty's backstage at the Summer Rae DJ set. Like, bro, what's going on? He backstage at the Bryce Hall set. I'm like, what is going on? Bryce Hall is it? Did you do streams with Rasmus? I don't do drugs. Shorty backstage at the Brez Scales Candy Factory is nuts. I'll give you one more take. There's this guy who did this study, Derek Thompson, wrote this article, and they studied the implications of alcohol on your health. And what they found out is that alcohol has almost zero negative impact on your health, and you could have 7 to 14 drinks per week, and it only reduces your life expectancy by 6 months. 14 drinks a week reduces your life expectancy by 6 months. And I went to LA this weekend. I had a couple dates. I went to a couple dinners. I went to a booth or a box at the World Cup, and I drank a lot of alcohol. And I'm super down for the health maxing. I'll maybe even flip my opinion on the Whoop. I super believe in being in good shape and eating well. I'm down to like cut out seed oils. I'm down. Weed, I think, is terrible. I think weed is the worst drug of all time. I'm super down to remove the drugs. But, dude, I think alcohol is incredible. I genuinely think alcohol is incredible. It's maybe the greatest drug of all time. And 14 drinks a week, 7 drinks a week, just on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, 7 drinks a week for 6 months, your life expectancy is absolutely worth it. I'm sorry. I don't think it's that bad. I think that there is this push for these health wellness podcasters that are like the beautiful ones. And they do this whole like 1 glass of wine on a Friday like ruins my life. I think it's such a bad take. I think the upside you get from social interactions from having a couple drinks on a Friday, Saturday is super worth the downside. I'm sorry. It is super worth the downside. The social upside you get from a couple drinks is super worth it. I'm not advocating for being an alcoholic at all, okay? But 2 glasses of wine on a Friday before you go out and have some fun, go on a date, it's so worth it, okay? And one of the problems that we've had with this like loneliness epidemic is this push that it's bad to drink alcohol. I do not think it's bad to drink alcohol. I really don't. I really don't. And so I was positively surprised with the results of this study. Now, 14 drinks a week is crazy. 14 drinks per week is nuts. But I probably have, I don't know, 3 drinks a week, give or take. 3 drinks. I had a drink before I got on the plane. That was a bad idea. I felt so bad. I felt disgusting on the plane. I felt sick and nasty. I'll probably have 3 drinks a week. Now 28 drinks a week for a year off your life. In theory, worth it, but it's too many. 28 a week is nuts. 28 a week is nuts, but it seems like a decent deal. It's a decent deal, really. If you like really like to drink, 28 a week for a year is like not a bad trade. Now, I don't advocate it, but I'm just saying. Are you completely off weed? Yeah, I haven't smoked weed in over a year, which is nuts. I haven't smoked weed in over a year. I think weed is the singular worst supplement you could take to productivity and success. Direct inverse correlation with success is how much weed you smoke. Unless you're a special one. There's a few like exceptions. Also, if you are here and you smoke, I don't denounce you at all. I don't denounce you at all. I still love you the same. And I would hang out with you. You sound like Bark. I would hang out with you. I would hang out with you the same. But I will tell you this. I smoked an insane amount of weed, and I'm plus 40K online poker past 30 days. Stuff like that you can do. Jobs like that you can do. I will tell you this, though. Back in my day, I think it used to be hella cool to smoke weed. 1,500 drinks a year. It used to be really cool to smoke weed. I believe this was true. It used to be really cool to smoke weed. 2019, it was really cool. 2018, it was really cool. Now, if you pull up to the function and you smell like gas, people look at you crazy. Even the weed smokers look at you crazy. If you pull up to the function and you just like smell like weed, people look at you like, what the fuck? You just smoke? What the fuck? People look at you nuts. It used to be like, oh shit, like the edgy weed smoker. So yeah, that's my take. I smoked a lot in my life. I don't know if can I talk about this on Twitch? I don't know. I haven't in a year, though. I haven't in a year. Once upon a time, I smoked a lot of weed. But not now. Not now. What are your dating goals? What kind of question is that, man? You seem like a smoker. What is that supposed to mean? You know when I stopped smoking? What does it mean you look like a smoker? But going out a lot recently. IRL is a movie. I know IRL is so back. Like you enjoy getting high. It like calms your brain down. You know what I mean? Like you said you wear PJs to the gym, smoker. Facts. Facts. Dude, I used to post these crazy like. You want to see my old gym fits? I'll show you real quick, actually. I used to wear some dumb shit at the gym. Like this is my daily like gym fits back in the day. I used to wear insane stuff. Oh, they were bad. Oh my god. I used to wear nut shit to the gym, bro. Oh my god, dude. Look at this shit I used to wear to the gym. Come on, brother. That guy's gonna fucking change so many lives. Holy shit. Look at this. This was like a daily. I used to wear this shit daily, brother. I used to post a pic every day. Oh, look at this. This is tough. I lost these. These Kanye pants were so fresh, bro. This is a Lifetime Fitness. I think I'm in the down bad thread part of my life right now. I have so many, dude. Every fit was just like. Look at this one. Rick and Morty pants. Not acceptable, though. You went to VCU. Real ones, no, VCU. Yeah. Yeah. Rick and Morty pants is nuts. My ex-girlfriend gave me those too as a gift. It's a good gift. The Pickle Rick. The Pickle Rick pants. Pickle Rick pants to the Equinox. Oh, that's a good bit. Really good bit. Really, really, really good bit. Yeah. Yeah. How's Equinox in NYC? I hate it. Equinox is the most overrated gym of all time. You know what the problem with Equinox is? I'm relatively new. I just end up getting the Tate interview. I'll tell you it tomorrow. You know what the problem with Equinox is? There's two types of gyms in the world. This is the problem with Equinox. There's two types of gyms in the world. There's lifter gyms and there's looker gyms. Lifter gyms is deadlifts, it's iron, it's chalk everywhere. It's I'm here to fucking get jacked. Looker gyms are luxury, amenities, hot people. Okay? Equinox is not a lifter gym because nobody strong or in shape goes to Equinox. And somehow it is not a looker gym. Nobody attractive goes to Equinox. And so it's stuck in this weird middle ground where the only people that go to Equinox just to say that they go to Equinox and to post they go to Equinox. But so many people go to Equinox now that it's not a flex to post and say you go to Equinox. It's stuck in the middle. It's completely stuck in the middle. And it serves no purpose in the world. You don't go there to get stronger, and you don't go there to be hot. You just go there to post on Instagram story, but it's no longer a flex to post an Instagram story. And so it's stuck in this like really weird middle ground where it serves no purpose to the world whatsoever. There's also this bit where like people bring their laptops to Equinox and like take meetings. Which is like insanity. Like, yeah, no, let me I'm actually gonna take this from the Equinox if you don't mind. Like lots of people are on meetings. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to see you on the tomorrow. I gotta go. I will catch you when I catch you. I'll see you. I'm live every morning, 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. EST. Every morning, 8:30 a.m. EST. It's gonna be a big week. Lock the fuck in, strap the fuck in. I love the morning streams. I love you. I'm out. Peace.